Alrighty, so it looks like we're doing this.
Here in Richmond. All right, we'll continue live, updating the race as we continue for the Toyota Owners 400. We are going to race.
Looks like we're doing this.
Sooner than we thought.
Looks like we're doing this, boys.
Introducing
Looks like we're about to go green soon. I thought we'd be waiting at least a little bit longer, but... What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a great fucking day. Today we have Richmond, and it's Easter. It is Easter. I didn't get any candy because I just didn't care. NASCAR says engines to be fired at 7:14. That is in 5 minutes. So, hell yeah, looks like we're doing this. They are going to be starting in damp race conditions, so that'll be the first time that this has happened.
But there's still a lot more
on an oval. They do have those damp tires, and we're finally using them. We were able to start using them next year, or last year. Last year was the first year that we were able to use them. But we never needed it, and the one weekend where we did need it, in New Hampshire, it was just too much rain for it to even be a fucking option. So, yeah, so we're finally using it. The trucks used it at Martinsville last year, but
this tax season
yeah.
You get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get unlimited data. You get America's most reliable 5G network. You get a Samsung Galaxy A14 on them. And you are 2 doors down. Oh no, I'm here for the free phone.
Yeah. Turn your tax refund into a U-fund.
YouTube is tripping. YouTube's saying my stream is lagging, but it's not. Where the fuck is my phone case? I think I left it upstairs. Oh well.
Chris Myers let Denny Hamlin know that they're calling drivers to those race cars. You saw the covers. Coming off the race cars, we are starting with wet weather tires because there still is a little precipitation out there in Richmond. Shannon, Larry, and Jamie. Denny talked about some of the challenges that you guys will face, the drivers will face when they get out there, right? Not being on the paint, watching out for where the rubber is. Walk me through what
is up, Jaden?
See when this goes green.
Well, Jaden, did you post your picks yet?
Until it dries out, because we
yes, he did. All right.
In the next 30 minutes or so.
So win picks for tonight. I didn't ask Dom his starting spots. I need to ask him his starting spots.
You know, you're going to try to stay off the rubber. But when this will get really interesting, Shannon, is when it starts to dry out. The drier line will be quicker, but how long can you run in the dry line before the wet weather tire wears completely out? So there'll be this kind of cat and mouse game of, do I want to move up and run in the area where the tires will...
I have Kyle Larson winning tonight. Dom has Truex winning tonight, and Jaden has Alex Bowman winning tonight. Honestly, I think those are all really good picks.
Richmond, as a crew chief, what are some of your priorities before this race starts?
Well, my concern, though, is exactly what he said, because the wet weather tire is a softer, grippier tire. It's going to wear quicker, and because it's a treaded tire, you don't have as much rubber.
What's up, Lucas? I saw that you just called me Sal. You didn't delete that message fast enough. How's it going?
To do, because you do want to make adjustments based on the wet weather tire, is they let them make adjustments, and if and when we do go back to the dry slicks, they will let them undo those adjustments. This is something we talked about. North Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro. This, I'm positive in saying this will be the first time we have run the wet weather tires in a Cup Series race at a points event, when you've got stages and stage points and all these other things that are so valuable to these drivers and these teams.
I feel like everyone's been really calm when we talk to the drivers. We've asked them about this, and they don't seem to have a lot of issues with jumping in. We did hear the word unknown.
There are defoggers in the car. They do have that, so that'll be helpful.
I've done a lot of testing that we don't talk about a lot in here, so there's a lot of experience, and the tire has more grip than everyone expected. I think most guys have experienced the slicks when it starts to rain. And
I was not expecting them to just kind of go just like this. I posted that social post earlier saying that when we got a start time that I'd be going live 20 to 30 minutes before that. They never gave us a start time. They were just like, all right, get to your car, go. So
the spray.
I would have loved to have started it earlier, but I wasn't going to start it earlier just for us to wait around possibly for however long, so.
We're getting closer. We're going to go down right now trackside for command to start engines. First night race of the season, and we got a little wet weather, ladies and gentlemen.
Brad's not in his car yet. How's he going to fire his engine?
Richmond Raceway, this is the moment you have all been waiting for. Are you ready to get this NASCAR Cup Series Toyota Owners 400 started? Here to give the command to fire engines, please welcome tonight's Toyota Owners 400 Community Heroes representing Special Olympics Virginia. The proud owner of a 2022 Toyota RAV4, Izzy Nelson, and her uncle, Special Olympics athlete Brian Beck. Drivers, start your engine!
Yeah, they brought the energy. Love it.
Yeah, we got 400 around this.
Well, we went from Nick and Dom were going to be coming for this race to now I don't think either of them are coming for this race. So Dom was going to come, but then he forgot that he had a dinner that he had to go to tonight. And Nick's just not responding.
Introducing the most powerful Tacoma.
But Dom texted me. He said that his starting spots are 10th and 12th, so he does this thing for like work. It's like a betting thing for work where you put money on a starting spot. You get a random starting spot. You put like $5 in, and then whoever wins or whoever's driver finishes the best gets the money. So he bought 2 entries though, so 10th and 12th are his starting spots. So that's both the Penske boys, Logano and Blaney.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
The flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
With Armor All, a little bit of this protects you from a lot.
They will be doing several pace laps, and they will dry pit road. So it's still going to be a bit before we go green.
Get 5 back through May 31st.
On the pit laps, survey drivers on, yeah, so it might not even go green, but.
NASCAR is coming back to Chicago. A 4th of July weekend festival of music and racing through downtown Chicago's iconic streets. The biggest names in music headline the stage, while the brightest stars in NASCAR chase the checkered flag. The Chicago Street Race Weekend. For tickets and experiences, visit NASCARChicago.com.
Peter Ono disappeared without trace, apart from a finger.
Can we go get drunk now?
Yes, please.
It's been said, Virginia is for lovers. But here in Richmond, there is no love lost.
Lead them to green at Richmond.
Respect is earned at this raceway.
Crash every
And nothing is given. It's Cup Series racing right here on Fox.
Welcome back to the Toyota Owners 400 from Richmond on Fox. There's about a 40-minute hole in the clouds here, so taking advantage of a little bit of sunshine, what's left of it, and a track that is almost dry and ready to go. Let's start off our pole sitter. All right. Hey, Cal Larson, it's
If these bitch-ass drivers say some shit like, we can't go racing in this, I'm going to tell them to fuck off, because I have work tomorrow.
This is wet weather conditions. You're on the pole. You're going to be the first one to the corner. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't really know. You know, I'm trying to have enough confidence where I don't get swarmed into one, but then I'm also trying to manage the confidence and not go in there and blast it in and crash. So I don't really know what to expect. I don't think any of us do, but
it's gonna be fun.
Everybody be judging off of my entry, I feel like. So we'll see. Hopefully I just can do it right. I'm just gonna try and go off a field. So we'll see here.
Is this exciting for you? I mean, we watch you race sprint cars, late models, everything. Indy cars coming in May. Is this exciting?
Yeah, this is exciting. I honestly, I hope it stays wet for a while, as long as my car's good.
Are we actually racing? Not yet, but I mean, the drivers are in their cars, and
at the same time,
I mean, we're getting ready to go. I think the Titans are doing their final go rounds, and then they're gonna let them off. Once they roll off pit road, NASCAR is gonna be surveying the drivers about whether or not we're good enough to go. So maybe we won't. We might not be going, but I'm thinking from what I've heard from most drivers, it seems like they will say it's good. And then they have to try pit road, and then we'll be going. So.
A bit of beautiful sky there amidst all the clouds. So here's a look at tonight's Toyota Owners 400 starting grid. Kyle Larson on the
we should try not racing until it's dry enough. That's no fun. That's no fun. The cars are rolling off.
Row 2 is Ross Chastain, who finished third in this race last year, and 2021 Richmond winner Alex Bowman.
Row 3, Bubba Wallace led 80 laps at Richmond last July, and Todd Gilliland on his outside. Best career start position of the short track. Row number 4, Martin Truex Jr., a 3-time Richmond winner, all those wins coming since 2019. And Ty Gibbs, currently on a 5-race top 10 streak. They're both in Joe Gibbs Toyotas.
Row 5 is Austin Cindric for the second week is the best qualifying Ford, and Joey Logano, 2-time Richmond winner.
Here's Jamie Little.
Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. They can go. So just don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Let's do this. No one's gonna die. No one's died in NASCAR in 20 years, 23 years.
Top 10 finish. I talked to him earlier today, and he said he feels like this race here at Richmond tonight is his best opportunity for a win so far this year. He loves short track racing. As Kevin mentioned, he's a 2-time winner here. And by the way, they had a good qualifying effort. He will roll off. Tim, Joey Logano looking for a good night tonight, Regan.
Well, Jamie, if there's such a thing as home field advantage in NASCAR, that is exactly what Denny Hamlin, who's from nearby Chesterfield, Virginia, has at Richmond. 4 wins, 18 top 5s, and over 2,200 laps led at this racetrack. Success is expected when the 11th car comes to Richmond. That is no different tonight, no matter what the conditions are. Crew Chief Chris Gabehart told me practice went well yesterday, and if it does get into a situation where strategies come into play, that is where this team excels. Look for Denny, who starts 11th, to be very good tonight.
Thanks, Regan. Just finishing up a bit of track drying at the entrance to pit road, and they've released the field behind the safety car, and they're on their way. So we're going night racing, and that means glowing rotors and flaming exhaust. Here's a closer look with our crew chief, Larry Reynolds.
And Mike, it is so fun when we're under the lights, especially at a short track, when the driver jumps out of that throttle and we see those flames come out the exhaust pipe. Let's go to our Toyota Camry virtual car and let's show you exactly what's happening. First, we're going to go into the cockpit of the car. You'll see the pedals there, the throttle pedal. The driver does the best.
He's win. Wow.
The throttle down on the straightaway, but he has to roll completely out in the corner, sometimes jumping off the throttle. Let's go under the hood. The throttle.
Honestly, it kind of sucks because I watched the entire Red Sox game today, but I decided not to stream it just because I wasn't confident that I could be able to stream the entire game. But as it turns out, I would have been able to. So.
Even though there's no fuel being fed, there's still residual fuel in that manifold. It starts hunting heat and oxygen. That in turn is what causes those flames out the exhaust pipe.
Dude, we're gonna be good. Let's do this.
Thanks for a show.
Well, I want to see flames quick, Clint. I'm really excited for this because I'm not driving. I love what Kyle Larson said in his pre-race interview with the unknown. And I think a guy like Kyle Larson, and there's a lot of guys like that in this field, love that thrill.
There's the Toyota Camry XSE that leads the field. All new for 2025. And in showrooms soon. 400 laps here on the three-quarter.
I felt my knee like bend backwards. My other one, my fine one.
70, 160, and
almost lost my other leg.
To finish it off.
That would have been bad.
The fuel window, well, that may not be of much consequence. Everybody's talking tires. They have 9 sets of new Goodyear slicks, or 8 sets new, plus the 1 set of scuffed carryovers.
It's fucking Easter, and they're racing on Easter. And it's going to be the first ever NASCAR oval race in wet, damp conditions. Damp conditions.
NASCAR says they won't have these cars racing in
They won't race in the rain.
rainstorm, but if the track
But
is
it's
wet,
damp.
they will mandate putting those tires on. All the cars will come down in a non-competitive pit stop, put on the wet weather tires.
I did see the Yankees jersey problems. Those are pretty funny problems.
Let's peel back some layers on these tires. All right, wet weather tires. We saw this one other time on a circle track at Wilkesboro last year. You were in that car. We ran the heat races in wet weather conditions, almost identical to here. What are some of the challenges, not only as a driver finding the grip level, but the teams? Only 4 sets of these things.
Well, that's the unknown. We don't really know what they're going to wear like when the track starts to dry out. That's going to be when the tires start to get eaten up. And as a driver, you got to take care of those tires. But the stagger, there's no stagger in these tires. So these drivers and crew chiefs all had the option to make what they would call qualifying impound adjustments on their car before they were able to go out on these wet weather tires to loosen the car up. Basically, you got to free the car up a certain amount in order to make that less staggered turn through the corners. So when this track starts to dry out, you have to be able to say, okay, how tight do I need to be? Because you have to go, because these rain tires will actually run faster than the slick tires when the track starts to dry out.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be very surprised on the speed, the grip level that these cars have. We saw it in Wilkesboro, but where it's going to be there.
I'm going to call Nick. Tell him to get his fucking dick over here.
Less stagger. That is a bunch. That's going to make all these cars extremely
Tell him to
tighter.
get his pussy
and there
slut
may be
ass over here.
adjustments. You said that, but I think some wear issues are going to come into play right here. You might see cars falling back and cars being able to drive up through the field that maybe couldn't have done that under normal conditions.
Well, now let's talk about track surface. This track, the asphalt, has been here for a number of years, and down at the bottom of the corners, it's fairly well polished from all these cars running across it. Where if you get up toward the wall in the corners where nobody runs when it's dry,
I'm gonna kill that
the
motherfucker
asphalt
next time I
has a
see
lot
him.
of tooth in it, and when the track's wet up there, it may have more grip.
It may, and you're going to see these drivers move all around. But the one thing I will warn you of, all those paint stripes on the racetrack, stay off of those, Mike. They're slick when they're wet.
Danny Hamlin told us just a minute ago.
And the other thing is, there's this big ground patch going into turn 1 that I don't think any of us know how slick it's going to be. If you need to drive straight over it, can you turn down into the corner, how slick the start-finish line is going to be. And these paint stripes all the way around the track. So these drivers are going to be hunting for grip. They're going to be feeling things out. How fast can they go?
Now here's why we have not started the race. They are still using the jet drive.
I don't know who Destroying is, so I saw that he is. I saw that Destroying is playing in the UFL. I just don't know who the hell that is. I saw everybody was making a big deal about it. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Up and away, those vehicles have stopped and parked. All that's left are these 5 jet dryers that it looks like they're going to leave pit road here and head for home.
Well, that's the tricky part of this whole scenario. As the track dries, pit road is still going to be wet, and we have to protect our pit crew members on pit road, because if we do have to come in and get into the pit boxes, we don't want the drivers being competitive, trying to gain an advantage and slide through the pit box and wipe a bunch of pit crew guys out and hurt them. So,
the YouTube guy? There's a lot of YouTube guys. I'm a YouTube guy. Like,
pit road is ready to be competitive, they will let everybody know.
okay, I've noticed this just in the past year or so, but during the opening pace laps, they have started using the caution flag. They would never done that before. But in the past 2 years, I've noticed that during the opening pace laps, they have the yellow flag on the flag stand, which makes no sense because it's no flag. The race hasn't started. It's orange flag, according to NASCAR.com.
Well, when I was racing, we only had one page. Track recall.
Here's what Ty Gibbs has to say about the condition of the racetrack.
NASCAR is curious. What do you think about the track? Wet and snow. Yeah, let's go racing.
Let's go racing, damn right.
I agree, Ty Gibbs.
I love young drivers.
What did you tell me a little bit
I think
ago about this scenario?
I don't think we're getting the one to go this time, but I think next time we might.
To watch it, but
oh yeah, they're doing
they're
doing those speed checks,
when we went through this condition.
which I still don't understand why we have those, because we had the speed check, the pit road speed check during COVID,
I think every driver here saw
and 2021 when we didn't have practice and qualifying.
full damp racetrack.
But now we have practice and qualifying, so they can practice their pit road entry during that. So I don't understand why we still do this.
The race was very competitive, and the lap times were faster than in the second heat when the track was drier.
There's going to be one group that drives really quick, but when that group drives really quick and gains speed with those tires, the tires are going to wear out really quick. So we got to take care of those tires. We only have 4 sets.
Here's a look at what happened on All-Star Weekend at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, the All-Star Heat races, I remember that. But that was not even like...
North Wilkesboro had a very worn-out surface.
They had the damp tires, but that was not even
we were all nervous
anything.
going into the race, but this is why we're here right now with this condition to say, okay, we can do this. Because we had that heat race where the track started damp. Nobody really knew what the wet weather tires were going to do.
So not going this time, but I think next time we'll get the one to go.
And things like that. They had a wet weather test a few months ago at Bristol in case it rained there, and here we are. So I think everybody's in a good position.
Chicago trades, Chicago White Sox trades Jake Cousins to Yankees for cash considerations.
This literally could make
Already making trades. Actually, I noticed that kind of does happen sometimes. Like right at the beginning of the season, there'll be a few trades.
Something we haven't seen yet under points conditions.
Now, NASCAR has the option to start this race under a green-yellow condition. That means we're counting laps, but we're not racing. And that is an option. They have chosen not to do that.
I agree with that call.
The track is dry and as ready as possible. They've done that, and they're going to get one to go.
There we go. Let's do this!
I think these things are going to wear. When I look at this condition, you see it right there in Keselowski's onboard. The track
It's going to be
is
fun.
Somewhat dry. Obviously, you don't see any kind of dry surface bleeding through yet, but I think this is going to be hard on these tires. I feel like it's going to wear them, and that's going to play in somebody's hand, not another.
But I like what Kevin said. You're going to need to try to find grip when it's wet, and when the track, that groove starts to dry, you're going to need to get away from there and try to preserve those tires. Boy, that's two different.
I think you're going to see what you haven't seen at Richmond. I think you're going to see the start of this thing 3, maybe 4 wide.
It's going to be wild.
Oh yeah, this might be catastrophic, but I think it'll be fine. I just think it'll be different. I think it'll be kind of boring. That's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to be. I don't think much is going to happen, but the start will be interesting. Alrighty. Getting ready to go. Getting ready to do this. You're going to see what this is like. Interested. Green flag. Into the corner. All fine and dandy. All fine and dandy. A little slower. I mean, yeah, but that's to be expected, you know. But they're doing it.
Right to his outside. Wants the lead. Takes it.
3, 4 wide back there.
Well, now you're seeing these drivers.
What are these lap times like? I'm curious. I gotta wait till next lap to be able to actually tell.
A little bit harder, and we saw some guys all the way up against the wall. And the best thing that I see right now is a very limited amount of spray, which is vision is everything that everybody was worried about.
Who do I think will win stage 1? I'm gonna go with Todd Gilliland. He's in 3rd. It'd be interesting, but I could see it happening. So 24 seconds? Isn't that about what they qualify at? What was the... Well, not qualify at, but like...
Third place, Bowman Gilliland up from 6th to challenge.
Like, what was their times last year, you know?
Chase Elliott found the grip on that outside. Took the lead from Kyle Larson. This is a big weekend for Chase Elliott. I haven't seen him leading the field much lately.
Oh, no, that was about... No, they're actually running about the same pace. Interesting.
This is the highest he has started in a cup race in over a year.
See Stroud on that main that you were talking about, Kevin.
Yeah, and you see Kyle Larson feeling his way around.
So there is no competition caution.
I think he was definitely in the
wait, where is there?
Position to start this race, being the pole sitter, but he's definitely right on Chase's tail.
They are almost
Yeah, no competition caution. Stages are first stage ends lap 70. Stage 2 is 160 laps, so that is lap 230. And then the final 170 laps.
Call down to their drivers and say, hey, so-and-so is 2 grooves up, and right now you see Kyle Larson on the outside of Chase Elliott. Every lap, every corner is a learning experience.
This reminds me of a dirt race, and you heard me say that to him on that radio. His background, Kevin, in a dirt race, he's moving around, finding the grip. That plays right into his wheelhouse with the top car. Larson back to the lead. Tyler Reddick was one of those up scraping the wall looking for grip. Another dirt racer. Yep. Knows how to move around and find that grip that works for him.
Hamlin dropping, Bush dropping. Yeah, it's not good.
Place changes hands again. Bowman to the inside of Gilliland. Bowman back to third. Justin Haley has gained 10 positions now. Josh Berry, Chase Briscoe, 9 each. Daniel Suarez, 8.
Well, 2 of those 4, Haley and Briscoe, dirt racers again. Finding that comfort level with the grip, moving around on this racetrack.
There you see Ty Gibbs all the way up in that top lane.
Yeah, this is actually going really pretty smoothly. Even smoother than I thought it would. Like, I thought they would at least be, like, slower, but I was looking at the,
Yeah, and this is going to change the whole.
like, I went to my stream from last summer,
If it rains a little bit more, I think everybody knows
from the Richmond race, and I just scrolled to a random lap, checked, like, the lap times or the best times, and it's about the same. I mean,
that's really where it's going to change things.
I didn't even, yeah, I mean, I thought they would at least be slower.
And then took another one headed for turn number 1 on Todd Gilliland. Gilliland comes fighting back on the outside.
Okay, we talked about who's moving up. Haley, Berry, Briscoe, Suarez, as you said, Mike. Who's off the pace? Kyle Busch in his 8 car. Hosapar down.
So this is a historical moment for NASCAR. The first ever oval race ran on damp conditions. We did run the All-Star Heat race last year, but that was not even, I don't even consider that damp. That was just, like, this is actual damp.
Maybe overcompensated, freed the car up too much.
Very possible, and that's the other thing that we're all going to learn as we go through this run is what's the fall off, what's the lap time.
One thing I wish NASCAR would do, though, is let the teams kind of make that decision themselves. Like, obviously, to start the race, yeah, mandate the damp tires, but, you know, when they pit, they should just let them do what they want.
Great qualifying effort by Todd.
Also, lap 200 is an official race.
What a great start to this 400-lapper.
Well, I was really nervous going into that, Mike, of what was going to happen in turn 1, that it could just go sideways in a big hurry, but, man, these guys did a great job, and that was awesome.
So were they.
Yeah.
You heard that in Kyle Larson's voice. You don't get that.
Minus 13 spots for Kyle. Not good.
Laps complete. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott have traded the lead back and forth.
Okay, when you turn around, you're going to see some more.
And the turkey and cheese.
Let's imagine that LL Cool J has a bubble around him. Do we want to be inside? There are some situations that young homeowners turning into their parents just can't handle.
Yeah, there he is. There's my nephew. I got a video of him playing piano.
That's not how you take a selfie.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
3, 2, 1.
We don't need a countdown. Just take the picture.
TaxAct doesn't sponsor any cool programs. TaxAct is too focused on improving your tax filing experience. Also, none of them said yes. TaxAct, let's get them over with.
You need T-Mobile home internet with 5G. Wait, T-Mobile has home internet? What a feeling to have T-Mobile now.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system. You can't find all these brands at a warehouse store. They're in your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Everyone's hyped that Wendy's made the official hamburger of March Madness $1.
Yeah!
But Tyler and Toby, on another level.
Get it for $1. Get it for $1.
Dave Single, Dave Single, get it for $1.
Fresh, never frozen beef on Wendy's Dave Single for $1. Only in the app.
If your business needs a new application, then developers will have to write code. A lot of code. If an application needs to be modernized, then you'll need time, resources, and caffeine. If this sounds daunting, then use Watson X Code Assistant. AI designed to multiply developer productivity so you can generate code quickly. Let's create a more modern foundation for business with Watson X Code Assistant. IBM, let's create.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto and save. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Well, happy Easter, everybody. 18 laps complete. Hope you had a great day with family and get to enjoy this race tonight. We get started just a little late, but we've had 18 green flag laps so far. Kyle Larson has led most of them. Now, before the race, we were able to sit in on the team meeting for Kyle Busch's team.
All right, guys, welcome to Richmond. Obviously, we got some weather in the area tonight, so it'll kind of be up in the air how that goes. They're allowing us to put our wet tires on right now. It sounds like they would possibly go green, kind of similar to what we did at North Wilkesboro last year. If there's not a big downpour or a bunch of stand-up water on the track, they'll have to kind of make that call as they go. So could potentially start on wet weather tires. We don't really know yet. It's kind of up in the air. So be ready for that. Let's go have a great weekend. All right.
How is everyone? How's it going, Isaiah? How you doing? I'm going to get Chester at the end of this stage.
Taking second from Alex Bowman and setting sights on leader Kyle Larson. Now the track is drying while pit road is still quite damp. Pit crew members are out in the pit stall with squeegees and leaf blowers trying to get those stalls dried out.
Business is picking up. It's getting faster. You're saying it's drying out. That's exactly what the lap times are showing. The fastest lap early in the race was 23:87. Now 22 laps in.
Get it for a buck. Get it for a buck. Dave Single. Dave Single.
Well, now is when it's going to start getting interesting because the lap times are really fast. We knew the rain tires would have a lot of grip. But as we see that track starting to lighten up on the bottom of the racetrack and get drier, that's when it starts to become really hard on those tires, and you're going to start seeing a lot of people start to wear that right front tire out.
Bubba Wallace has the Xfinity fastest lap of the race.
But my Red Sox won today. That was fun. What'd you do for Easter? Literally nothing. Like, this is the first year where I didn't even get candy. Like, there was, like, years ago, we kind of just stopped doing Easter. But, like, my dad would, like, take us out to the store, and he'd be like, you have a $15 candy budget. Go get whatever you want. And then we would do that, but we didn't even do that this year. Literally, all I did today was watch the Red Sox, and now this. Played some Madden for a little bit. Competition caution lap 30? Now they're saying that? That's what Bob said. Bob just said competition caution is lap 30. I thought there was no competition caution.
25 laps complete. NASCAR has told the teams that there will be a competition.
It will be a non-competitive pit stop on lap 30.
Well, that's just because of the
and they will change to slicks.
On the wet weather tires, and I think that's a good call by NASCAR just to give everybody a chance to look at the tires and say, okay, we think we can go this far. And at North Wilkesboro, it was very, very dry when we were in these conditions before, and we didn't really know what to do to the car. So they just need to look at the tires and understand what we're dealing with.
And NASCAR has told the teams that they will be putting slick tires on at the competition caution. That this will be declared a dry race. You don't have the option of running one or the other. NASCAR either mandates it's wet weather conditions or it's dry conditions, and we're going to move from wet to dry on this caution coming up.
I'll actually get Chester at this caution.
Well, it's certainly dry and fast. There's no question about that. You can see it right there.
I'm a little concerned, though, about that. I feel like he should have waited till the end of stage 1 to move over to the dries, but
Because pit road is still wet, these
I think it'll be fine.
non-competitive pit stops, meaning that if teams make their normal stop and adjustments and exit pit road with the rest of the group, they will retake the positions they had when they came onto pit road.
Alrighty, so this is lap 30.
Yeah, and this
They're going to let them all complete lap 30, I think,
because
and then
it's kind of dry. and we're gonna put slick tires on. It's
Play Madden sometimes if you want.
Kinda
I'd be down. I suck though. Well, I'm actually pretty good, but I've never played online really, so I don't know how I would do with that.
Drivers running side by side. Looking to pounce on both of them.
Battle for third.
There it is. So there's the competition caution. I'm gonna go get Chester real quick.
Take a breath and we'll take a break. We got 30 laps in to the Toyota Owners 400 in Richmond on wet weather tires, and now we will switch to dries.
We've come a long way together. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries, and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
We believe in the 2-minute drill, goal line stands, toe taps, strip sacks. We believe in beer snakes, the giddy up, and whatever this guy's doing. We believe in speed, hustle, grit, and that nothing is more dangerous than a man with a dream. We believe in football. Spring just got stronger. Next Sunday, Houston, D.C. on Fox.
Top-notch roofing. We want to serve your roofing needs by offering one of the best deals you can find in Central New York. Right now, when you refer us to a friend or neighbor, you can save up to 10% off your roof. Top-notch roofing, raising standards and nailing expectations.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah. Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, get 1.99% APR for a full 48 months, plus $1,000 TFS subvention APR cash.
Y'all are wondering why a white block just
Ready, set, go get your
came on my screen. It's
Let's go places.
It's the spring SUV switch.
they're about to do non-competitive pit stops,
Now is the time to find your next SUV.
which
Escape. Lease from
whenever that happens, the NASCAR scoring thinks that it's a red flag, but it's actually not. So I just put a little color source over there, and it'll cover up the yellow, or I'm going to cover up the red with the yellow if it does say that.
I thought I needed cigarettes to cope. But then I started losing my teeth. That was a wake-up call. I was able to quit smoking, and then I started.
But also, my lights are the things you should actually be looking
where
at.
I'm going.
My lights are the accurate
My tip
ones.
is, when
Chester.
life gives you a wake-up call, answer it.
Chester, come here. 866 NY quits for free help quitting.
Thanks for watching Fox 68 WSYT.
Come here, buddy.
It's the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
How's my buddy Chester doing? He's doing great. Oh, what the fuck are you chewing on, dumbass? Oh, I think it was a French fry. That's probably old as hell.
Music Awards, Monday, live on Fox.
Dogs don't have, like, proper understanding of things.
We're under the competition caution. That flew at lap 30. Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Powering the race from green to checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear. More driven. Down to pit road, Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, Denny Hamlin has been singing the praises of his pit crew this season, and for great reason, especially a couple weeks ago when they won on the last short track race at Bristol. So let's meet team number 11.
I'm AJ Rosini. I'm the front tire changer.
Hey, Chester.
Formerly an IndyCar
Little
tire changer
douchebag.
for 2.5 years. Now I'm in the Cup Series with 7 wins.
Devin Euchre, rear tire changer. I started pitting cars at 18, and now I pit for the best
No,
driver in
Chester.
NASCAR.
Happy Easter. My name is Dylan Dowell. I'm the tire carrier. I'm a
I love Chester. He's the cutest. He is amazing.
champion and Daytona 500 champion. Jackman, former Green Bay Packer running
You know what? You know what Chester hates? He hates when I touch right here, like, or any of his back leg at all. Sometimes his butt he doesn't like either, but just specifically that, like his back knees. I mean, he doesn't like if I touch any of his legs, but especially the back ones. He just, especially that like back like knee part. Not even the leg as much, just like that
proud bunch, and
knee part.
rightfully
He
so.
hates
Chris
that.
Gabehart, of course, the crew
So
chief
whenever he
of
pisses me off, like if he like,
for Denny Hamlin,
you know, jumps in the bathtub, which he does sometimes, that pisses me off. Just runs to the back room and takes a shit back there, and so whenever he does something to piss me off, I do that. I do that to him. I just touch him there, and he doesn't like it at all.
Bring the jet dryers down pit road to try to dry that area of the track a little more. And while the cars are circulating, we listened in to race leader Kyle Larson.
Did a great job. Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. I think it's ready for slick, so for sure.
You know, I'm debating how far we go back to what a normal slick car setup would be. So I'm gonna make the best edge can get. We'll see how it goes.
I think that's a decision.
It really is, and when you have to free the car up, it's tough to get back to where you need to be.
All right, drying pit road at lap 34 in Richmond.
In Major League Baseball, you could dream with no limits. You could become your hero. Steal the show. Or even start a new club. You could meet the moment and exceed the hype. You can write a new chapter of history and let your city dream again. This season, anything can happen.
When is the next Red Sox game I'll be streaming? I'll be streaming the Suns tomorrow night. They play at 8, but the Red Sox, they play tomorrow, right? Yeah, they play tomorrow at 9:40. So I will not be streaming that, as I'll be streaming the Suns. On Tuesday, they'll be playing at 9:40, but I work, so I won't be live for that. Wednesday, they play at 3:30. I think I work then also, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, I work till 5, so I won't be live for that. Thursday, they don't play, so. And then Friday, they play at 9:30. I work until 5, but I think the Suns play next Friday night. So it'll be a bit until I stream another Sox game. Yeah, so I'll miss the entire A's. I mean, I'll be watching those games during the A's series, some of them, but I'll be missing. I won't be streaming them.
Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu.
And then
Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections,
that's about it.
Including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred.
Next Saturday.
If you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan
Next
to.
Saturday,
TYK2 is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known as
yeah, I don't
TYK2
work
has
next
the same risks as
Saturday.
JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis
The
has
Suns
been
also
hiding.
don't play
There's
next
only one
Saturday.
Sotyktu, so ask for
So
it
the
by
Sox
name. So clearly
play at 9:30. But is there a race next week? Like an Xfinity race?
Hamburgers. And by Credit One Bank. A look at NASCAR's most recent Easter Sunday winners.
Next week, Friday night there's a truck race at Martinsville. I won't be live for that. Saturday night, or yeah, so Saturday night, yeah, I won't be live for any fucking Red Sox games next week. It's kind of the way it goes. What's up, Austin?
But I think that
Everyone in the chat say Wemby is the GOAT. Jesus fucking Christ, Matt.
this race started.
How's it going, Matt? How you doing tonight?
Perfect amount when we started this race. It got our track to a racing condition a lot faster.
I can't believe that your fucking Spurs beat us 3 times this year. When's the next Suns game? I love those streams. Jesus fucking Christ, Chester. What the hell? What's your problem? When's your next Sun stream? That'll be Monday, so tomorrow night. I'll be live at 8. Been good? I've been pretty damn good. Matt, you want to go out to dinner with me, Dom, Alex on Wednesday night?
You see that orange box right there, and Tyler Reddick was practicing.
You have to have all 4 underneath that. That is a foul. You're going to come back and serve a pass through for that.
once you're on it, you have some hot spots on this pit road.
Well, you have the curved corners and coming out.
You
of the
work
curves,
Wednesday
and
night, you're a
the curves,
slut.
and in section 9 there, you have the start-finish line, or a section that's a little bit shorter that reads a little bit different on the speed. So
which means speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
Rain building north of the track, but it's moving east. So far, so good. Let me check the weather radar. So yeah, they have put the red on that screen for the non-competitive pit stop, so I'm about to cover that up with the yellow thing. Because it's not an actual red flag, it's just, yeah, there we go.
Larry, in addition to changing to the slick tires, what kind of adjustments can they make in this changeover?
Yeah, it'll be some of the same.
Spurs are currently 15th in the West, 27th in the league. The Hornets, Wizards, and Pistons are worse, yeah. Actually, are the Pistons the actual worst? Like, I knew they were at one point, but then I think they tied it back up with somebody else.
When they put those wet weather tires on. We saw some of those
The Pistons they're so bad that the record isn't even loading. They're 13 and 61. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they are the worst team in the league.
That one looks good. There's Bubba Wallace's radio.
You work tomorrow? I know you probably don't care. I care immensely. I care too much.
Barker, his crew chief, with a bit of advice there. All right, we'll get everybody lined up in the same positions they were in when pit road was open and get back to green. 40 laps complete in the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond.
Savings buckets to help you save for anything you want to buy.
I love my Chester.
Everyone has something they're saving for. Like that new car. Or a fancy vacation. Or party supplies. Your delivery budget. Or even the down payment on your dream home. Our savings buckets help you save for what matters most to you.
At the Cracker Barrel, freshly made food at a fair price is just what we do. In fact, we've got over 20 meals under $12, each served with a helping of care. Eat, shop, earn Cracker Barrel rewards.
Under the sun, more than just the sun is shining under the sun. Our people young and love are finding under the sun.
You give, and you give. This tax season,
Do you like Fortnite? I like it. I mean, I haven't played it in years, but I mean, I think the last time I played it was literally like 2 years ago. So, I mean, I have fun when I do play it, but
A14 on them, and you are 2 doors down.
Oh no, I'm here for the free phone.
Turn your tax refund into a U-Fund. Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-Hour Energy's Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
I was born with a fire inside, but psoriasis doused my flame. Until I got clear skin with Benzella. Most people got 100% clear skin. Some after the
do you think you ever start a gaming channel? I never started a channel specifically for anything. I used to have a vlogging channel, but I stopped that like literally years ago. So I don't know. I think making a channel for a specific thing is kind of dumb, but so anything I would do, I would just do on this channel. But I mean, I do some gaming videos. I've done some gaming streams in the past.
I'm gonna find this missing person. Alert MPU, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
The Earnhardt family has always trusted Bass Pro Shops for
Pussy Boy Sam did not like Fortnite when I played it. What do you mean, Jaden? I just didn't like playing it with you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Jaden.
for all our adventures together. And now, Bass Pro Shops
Should have 26 laps left in the stage when we go back green.
Points towards free gear.
which is rewarding when buying what you need for your next adventure. Spending time outdoors with the ones you love, sharing memories, and making new ones, that's an Earnhardt family tradition that I'm proud to carry on.
Ready to try this again. 43 laps complete, but now Goodyear slick tires on these cars for the first time tonight, and they have doubled everybody up, but we're going to run at least one more lap of caution here. Let's check in with Jamie Little.
Chief, Joey Logano just came off the pit box. What's your impression of those wet weather tires and how they looked when you took them off?
Yeah, I mean, ours didn't look terrible. I mean, you saw a few guys, our teammates there got really tight and fell off, so I wasn't sure what they were going to look like. We just don't have a lot of experience, right, doing this. And, you know, we made some adjustments to start the race, kind of anticipating what it would drive like with those tires. Seemed like we were reasonable. We're able to kind of hold our track fishing, gain a few, and now we'll see what we're like when we get back on the slicks here.
Good luck.
Paul Wolf, a former driver in the Busch North Series, then came to Team Penske as crew chief for Joey Logano since 2020. 2 Cup championships and an Xfinity Series championship. Regan on tires.
Well, Mike, just for a reference, you look at the right front tire that just came off of Denny Hamlin's car. This tire looks pretty good. The outer edge just a little bit worn on the front edges of this tire. So as a comparison, this is what the new tires looks like. Not too bad for the first go of it here at Richmond.
Not bad at all. Now NASCAR under caution. They're going to pick up the pace here, run a couple of laps just to make sure everybody is up to speed on running on slick tires here with the track still, I'd say not 100% dry, but nearly there. Next Sunday on Fox, week 2 of the United Football League. The Houston Roughnecks take on the DC Defenders. Spring just got stronger when the
Pussy Boy Sanders is going to respond to my text message at the time. You should do Suns franchise on 2K. That'd be awesome. So what I did last offseason, last NASCAR offseason, is I did a bunch of, I would do 1 minute quarters, or was it 3 minute quarters? I don't remember. I think it was 1 minute quarters. I would do 1 minute quarters, 14 game season, and that would be a stream. And the stream would last like 4 hours, and I would do those like every night for like, and then I just stopped doing it. But those were fun. And then I think I did like I like started a franchise video series, but I never finished it.
On the back straightaway up next to the wall, really, everything else still looks wet to me, but that was never the case. Once the slick tires got the heat in them, it always seemed like it gripped okay, even if it looked like it was still somewhat darker.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, we saw all these adjustments, and a lot of them had to do with wedge adjustments. Paul Wolf talked to Jamie Little about adjustments. And with that,
all right, so we're getting the 1 to go. So we're gonna go back green with 22 laps to go on the stage.
So they know now they've got an inch and an eighth difference. The
Mr. Chester.
Everybody I saw, including Paul Wolf, they put wedge in the car, which is what that will tighten that car up. They've adjusted for this additional stagger.
Thanks, Larry. The Toyota Camry XSE leads the field out of turn number 2. Lights are out on the roof. We'll get the green flag next time by. Want to brag on Josh Berry, who started back in 30th and gained 15 positions, up to 15th at the time of the caution. And Justin Haley started 36th, took the caution flag 16 spots higher in 20th. Great run in the first green flag run here tonight.
Alrighty, here we go.
Get back to green.
Back green.
Bubba Wallace up on the outside right there. It may look a little bit wet, but he's going to try to keep Kyle Larson pinned down as much as possible because he knows above that line is going to be slicker than he probably wants it to be.
Sure is. Kyle Larson just barely holding on to that bottom, putting the pressure on him. He's definitely holding down tight, door to door.
And all of these guys are same thing as when they were in the rain. Every corner is a learning corner of how much grip there is, how dry it is, what can I do, how hard can I roll the center, how far can I drive it in. So you got to learn every corner.
Well, I tell you how much. About a second faster already.
Well, and the other thing.
Oh man, this is great racing for the lead right here.
Feel. The rain tires are going to feel like the car moves around a lot more with the way that the tire is built, and these slick tires are going to feel much stiffer.
Look at these two leaders, neither one willing to give. Each one wants the benefit of clean air that comes from being out front, and they are still almost welded together side by side.
Okay, hard to be that Kyle Larson on the inside, especially as tight as he's holding him on the entrance of the corner. It's exactly what Bubba's supposed to do. But Kevin, you've told us before, loose in is a hard thing, very challenging for this racetrack. And with that car on your outside, it makes you loose.
This next gen car is not as sensitive to that as the old car was. But the thing that I noticed, Clint, is Kyle Larson is having to go down the bottom of the straightaway where it's wetter getting into the corner than it is on the outside, and Bubba fights the opposite in the corners, with the wet part being the second groove up. Wetter.
Watching the radar.
Drying.
Doesn't give any room for error. No margin for error when it follows that tire on your outside. It's great racing. Bubba off extremely fast.
Well, now we're dealing with a racetrack that's been cleaned off by these rain tires. Doesn't have a lot of rubber on it. We're going to have to put the rubber back on the racetrack. So, and still dealing with drying conditions. So, what's going to happen right here as we see Josh Berry underneath William Byron? Now you're going to go through all these different scenarios with your car. Is my car tight? Is it loose? And it's going to change as the track dries completely and starts to rubber up.
Berry up to 13th, continuing to move forward. Daniel Suarez underneath Chris Buescher. That's for 9th place.
Yeah, you said Josh Berry for 30th. That is a fantastic effort out of that Ford car. You told me Rodney Childers said that car was fast. Seems to be on point.
Thing that we don't really know what we're dealing with as we watch Josh Berry continue to go forward is what this racetrack is going to be like at night. We've never raced this next gen car here in complete night conditions, let alone starting in the wet.
Well, one thing it did do is make these cars faster.
It's predicting rain in 62 minutes.
Ran faster than he did for his
That should be enough time to be able to get to lap 200.
Truex up 3 spots since the restart.
Now I want the race to go to lap 400, but I work tomorrow, so if we can't, then I hope we get to halfway.
And finishing top 10 in 9 of the last 10. Martin Truex headed for the front in 4th.
Well, this is a Martin Truex style of racetrack. I think with the tire wear and the fall off as this race goes, Martin will just keep himself in contention and grind away as we go through the night.
I mean, my radar says no rain. I mean, there'll be rain close, but my radar says no rain for the rest of the night, so I think we're good.
Driving straight to the front. There's another one. Passing a guy like Chris Buescher. Man, he's laying some lap times down, sorry.
Chris Buescher, previous winner here. We expect him to run well tonight. Another guy we expect to run well tonight are both of these guys, actually. Chase Elliott needs a good run. Joey Logano needs a good run. And we've pinned this as a very important night for Joey Logano. We know this is a great racetrack for him. They've had great results, and we need to see this Ford run faster. And if they don't do that here, we know we've got big problems as we go forward. But so far, so good for Joey.
Todd Gilliland, the leading Ford, in 5th. Logano is 6th.
Here, Joey shifting down the back straightaway, back to down.
NASCAR website says rain at 10 p.m. Every radar you look at is fucking different. My radar says it's fine. I know different radars can say different shits. My radar says rain will get really close to the racetrack, but won't hit it. You know.
When the green flags have dropped everywhere else, it has just been go backwards.
We're inside of 10 to go in this stage, coming up on 8 to go here. Man, it's going fast.
Well, there's been a lot that's happened in this first stage, Clint.
Kyle Busch back in 27th, running right about where he restarted. And Rebel Bourbon on board.
Yeah, Kyle is struggling with handling his race car. wasn't good in the wet weather. It's not very good in the dry either. Continues to go back. Oh, Barry!
Oh, man.
How about this? Is he going to almost saved it?
Oh.
Caution away, but last
So that's the caution. That might end the stage, but I think we would go back green for one lap.
be your stage end. Be close. Man, Barry, obviously not ideal here. He is on fire.
That was interesting from Suarez. Suarez and Barry there made some contact, and
you can see him lift out of the gas.
Suarez
He's pretty high up on the
was
corner.
around and then saved it, and then went around. He almost saved it, but
He fought that thing all the way.
that takes some skill though to save it for as long as he did. That was insane.
That's a.
Isaiah, I know you said you don't watch NASCAR, but if you want to learn some more about NASCAR, races on Fox right now, so you don't even need to buy like anything.
In the back of the 99. Spit him out.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Suarez, he was another car that had been marching up through the field pretty well. He's starting from the back. He won't be happy with that.
Well, the thing he will be happy with, Clint, is he doesn't have a crashed race car.
No. He's very frustrated right now.
Here's what's going to happen. NASCAR says we're going to ride this caution to the end of the stage.
All right.
As you said.
Yeah.
And then the end of stage pit stops will be non-competitive stops again because pit road is still wet.
All right.
Josh Berry finished second here, subbing for Chase Elliott last year, and here's some audio from the four.
I don't know. They just kept on coming down the track. He makes the decision to be off the hill. It's all good.
Started 30th, folks, all the way up to 9th.
All right, we're going to run out these caution laps to the end of stage one, which will be won by Kyle Larson. So we'll step aside. Josh Berry, Daniel Suarez, contact, bringing out the second.
So yes, this is the end of the stage. The stage will end under caution. I'm waiting for lap 69 to cross so we can have that official.
The county's best hangout just got better. Here's to living smooth with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system. You can't find all these brands at
NASCAR will be drawing pit road under this caution, so it will be a little bit longer of a caution.
Order Pizza Hut now and get a free large pizza later. That's a free pizza on your next order. So you can pizza now, then pizza again. Free pizza means your next dinner is covered. Your future self will thank you. Get it while it's hot. Only at Pizza Hut.
Nascar Racer, weeknights on FS1. Gillespie Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Gillespie has served thousands of customers throughout central New York. Whether you buy from us or we buy from you, stop in today and test drive one of our vehicles or visit us online at GillespieChevrolet.com.
These are more than the things you leave in your car. They reflect who you are, what you do, and who you care about. But after an accident, it could feel like your life has been shattered into a million pieces. And picking up those pieces alone can feel almost impossible. A car accident is about more than your car or your stuff. It's personal, and we get that. Injured? Call James Alexander Law for your free consultation.
Do you have a tree that needs to come down? Who are you going to call?
Stop Busters!
From tree trimming to stump removal, we do it all. Don't let trees, branches, or stumps bust you this year. So, who are you going to call?
Stop Busters!
My name is Rebecca. I thought I was Rebecca. I struggled with depression for years. I thought I needed cigarettes to cope. But then I started losing my teeth. That was a wake-up call. I was able to quit smoking, and then I started running. Now I feel a lot better about where I'm going. My tip is, when life gives you a wake-up call, answer it.
Call 1-866-NY-QUITS for free help quitting.
Have a safe and happy Easter from your friends at Fox 68.
So, I
hear some of you are concerned about the fact that I'm taking over the company.
Well, rest assured, company's in great hands.
Marcy, hit the bit. Homes.com, we've done your homework. Now that is worth celebrating.
So Kyle Larson is Mr. 69.
I love it. Thank you. Homework. Very clever.
I'm going to put that back up there.
Homes.com.
And I'm going to go out and smoke.
Saturday on FS1, witness one of
They're going to do non-competitive pit stops again, so that's why I put that back up there.
MVPs, Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman. The Dodgers take on Cody Bellinger and the Cubs. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern.
No, Chester, come on. Come on, get back here.
So NASCAR's called an audible. They are running the track drying equipment, the jet dryers, down pit road once again. When they are complete with that task, they will make a decision whether or not this round of pit stops will be competitive. And they'll make that call and let all the teams know before they open pit road, of course.
Well, I know one thing, Mike. We need to get this pit road dry. Because we need the competitive pit stop. NASCAR's done a great job in managing all this, but the longer the breaks get for all these things happening, the worse the arguments get up here in the booth. And I apologize to you, but Clint and I have spent the last 5 minutes arguing about our fantasy teams.
Well, I think you're in trouble.
Yeah, there we go. Stage in. Just hold on.
Kyle Larson gets his third stage win of 2024. And his first at Richmond. Let's check out some of the drivers who've been hot this season. William Byron, first driver to win 2. Christopher Bell, 3 top 3 finishes. Best average finish, Ty Gibbs tops that list once again. And Denny Hamlin is the only driver to lead in every race. All right, fellas, how many of those, including Martin Truex Jr., the point racer, point leader, are on your fantasy team this week?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to go to the one that's not on there, on the list or my fantasy team, and it's Bubba Wallace in his 23 car. That car is fast. Didn't see that yesterday. Didn't have him on my list. It was a mistake, folks. Bubba Wallace, extremely good.
Yeah, he's not on mine either. And, last week, William Byron caught us off guard, right? We were sold on the Toyotas and what they were doing on the road courses, and Bubba Wallace is just out there doing what he does.
You know, and I heard you say William Byron, and look up, and like, heck, he's still not even in the top 10. This is a car that is on everybody's list, has to be. Last week's winner, only multiple winner of this season so far, still yet to crack the top 10.
Well, this is a finicky racetrack, and with the conditions that we talked about it earlier. We've been here before. You come to the first race, and you're like, oh man, we ran really good. You come back to second race. Let's just put the same setup back in that car. You get lapped, and so this is just a really finicky racetrack from temperature, from tires, from whatever those conditions are. It can change quickly.
And that's exactly what happened to Kyle Larson here last year. He won the spring race, won it going away, came back in the fall. Couldn't find his way around the track. Why? What happened? What changed?
I mean, that takes me clear back to Brian Patty. 2012 came here, extremely fast. Come back the next time, terrible. Brian, what did you do? Listen to me real quick. It is the same car in the same setup, so I don't want to hear it, Clint. Just track changes, man, conditions. And this night race, by the way, is a big part of that. They practiced and qualified yesterday. We've already seen laps that were faster than what they ran yesterday. Very challenging to pinpoint the grip level in this racetrack for the teams.
All right, waiting on NASCAR to make a call here whether or not these will be competitive pit stops, which would be everybody's preference if pit road is dry enough. And we will have competitive pit stops, and let's introduce you to Chase Elliott's crew before they go to work.
Nick Odell, front tire changer. I've been in the sport for 22 years as a tire changer. I have over 150 wins in NASCAR's top 3 series.
Chad Averett, rear tire changer. 18 years in the sport, 2020 champion, father to the 2 coolest little dudes I know, Connor and Colton.
Jared Erspomer, carrier. From Omaha, Nebraska. Been with Chase since he's at Junior Motorsports.
TJ Simke, Jackman. 2020 Cup Series champion, 2021 Mechanics Wear, most valuable fit crew.
John Giannotto, gas man, been with Chase Elliott since his rookie campaign. Guinness World Book record fueler for most vehicles refueled in an hour.
Alan Gustafson from Ormond Beach, Florida, is the crew chief. 38 wins. Championship with Chase Elliott. Began as crew chief with Kyle Busch back in 2005. Let's have a look at pit crew rankings this year. Average 4-tire stop time, dominated by the top teams, and note Chase Briscoe's team up there in third spot amongst all of the Penske, Hendrick, and Gibbs teams.
Well, we make a big deal out of this because it is a big deal. You got to have good pit stops. You got to do everything right on pit road if you're going to win these races.
All right, competitive pit stops for the first time tonight. Kyle Larson leads them onto pit road. Here's Jamie.
And Joey Logano has made up 5 positions since the start of the race. Just a little bit tight center. He wants some help with that as his team goes to work. The 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Pretty happy overall. Has a little bit of brake shake, but overall he's happy with the balance of the 19, Regan.
Chase Elliott, we just met his team a moment ago. His car right now is surprisingly lazy with the front. That means the front tires aren't working as good as he wants to for the middle. And the 5-car of your leader, Kyle Larson, the entry is okay for him. The middle is too tight.
Larson leads them off pit road. Chase Elliott up 2 positions. Chastain, Barry Priest each gained a spot. Tough stop for Todd Gilliland, -4. Getting ready for stage 2.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold. What straps bold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does. Green job, astropersons, over. Boring is the jumping off point for all the unboring things we do. Boring makes vacations happen, early retirement's possible, and startups start up. Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. Taking chances is for skateboarding and gas station sushi, not banking. That's why PNC Bank strives to be boring with your money. Pragmatic, calculated kind of boring. Moving to Boca? Boring. That was a dolphin, right? It's simple, really. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has had one goal: to be brilliantly boring with your money, so you can be happily fulfilled with your life. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it. Thank you, boring.
If you think the only thing that really
Back.
matters
is how fast you can go, we want you.
Join us at
Back, bitches.
File 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37%.
Yeah, we have ran more laps than last week. That is true. Them road course races are not many laps.
That's me.
Turns out, life wasn't meant to be all figured out. That's the fun part. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
My shit's lagging.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
The flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
We believe in the 2-minute drill and goal line stands. We believe in beer snakes, giddy up, and whatever this guy's doing. We believe in speed and power, and that nothing is more dangerous than a man with a dream. We believe in football. Spring just got stronger. Next Sunday, Houston, D.C. on Fox.
WeatherTech knows that trucks like yours can take a beating.
Are you sure? Bring it on.
But with WeatherTech's heavy-duty impact miner, you can safeguard the bed while throwing almost anything at it. The underside features an innovative solution: shock-absorbing rings to spur.
Yeah, my shit's lagging.
Dropping or dragging your cargo. Protect your truck from costly dents and scrapes with a rugged impact liner from WeatherTech. For even more protection, add these premium American-made products. Order today at WT.com.
Kyle Larson, your stage
Oh,
one
there we go. Literally just back to normal like that.
So here are the points earned in stage 1. Wallace, Bowman, Truex, Logano, Gilliland, Elliott, Chastain, Berry, and Priest.
One to go. I look at that and I see Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels and his team have done a great job with rain tires and slick tires and keeping that car in front and qualifying on the pole. And Kyle Larson, yeah, he's him.
Everybody wants to be him.
Yeah, you're right. I wish I could go that fast all the time in anything I drove.
You were pretty good at it, Kev. Well, come on. They asked him the other day about his reaction to having a new short track package under the car. He goes, "Oh, I forgot about that." Yeah. He doesn't even get in the car, drive.
And by the way, have you ever seen me drive dirt?
Actually, it was pretty bad. I was your owner.
Yeah.
So yeah, the green to total event time so far ratio is not that good.
Back to green. Gets back to his outside though.
Yeah, we saw this last time. We saw Bubba Wallace be right on the side of Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson has a little better idea of where the grip level is this time, but Bubba Wallace fights back on the outside. And think better of it and go to the bottom.
Maybe a crossover, almost there.
But I think you got to be really careful about using up your tires on the restarts. We're back to dry racetrack, and this racetrack is going to settle in, and we're going to see a typical Richmond race as we get 2.5, 3 grooves that we see dry in the corners right there. But these restarts can be tough on the tires.
Well, that was always a balance for me. To be good here, you need to be good in the long run. What does that mean? You need to be loose and free in the short run. Barry continued to impress. All the way from the trunk. 30th to 6th, folks.
Berry's car is handling really good and going to the front, and it's very bright with that Sunny D logo on it. You can spot.
Who do I think will win stage 2? I think Larson. I think Larson's going to sweep the stages. And I think he's going to win the race.
One of those short track racers, and this is right in his wheelhouse.
No, I don't want to jinx this, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but a lot of times I didn't want to be too good on a short run because that meant I'm going to pay the price on the long run. Not saying that that's the case before whatsoever, but it does make me look.
I'm glad that Richmond's back at night race. Well, the summer Richmond race is not.
Yesterday in practice, the long run was actually.
And I'm glad we have one.
And the short run was not. They didn't qualify well and had to go out early in qualifying, but the long run was their strength. So we'll just have to see how this plays out.
Myron and Reddick, this is for 15th.
Well, we know that Reddick has struggled a little bit at this particular racetrack.
This race actually has not been terrible.
To be in the front all the time, but this is one of those.
It's been pretty good for Richmond standards.
He and Rudy Fugle are going to have to work on making that car better in order to get.
You want to put Barry in your lineup, but he sucked in qualifying. Yeah.
Certainly clean up the mistakes. See Barry picking off another one, Bowman to 4th place. But another one I saw back there as well was Christopher Bell. He's finally gotten pointed in the right direction, liking what he sees out of his race car, making some moves. Bell with the Toyota corners. Cam needing these two teammates in front of him, Priest, Gregson, to get it sorted out. Get it sorted out, boys. Get back single file so I can try to make a move on you.
Bell restarted 15th. He's up to 12th.
And this is exactly what we thought we were going to see when we started this race with the damp conditions, and knowing that we were going to go through some damp conditions into drying conditions into dry conditions, and we were going to see a lot of movers and goers as we went through the first part of this race. And the other thing that's going to happen is that groove moves up. It's going to be clean, Clint, and that outside that racetrack is going to have some grip, but it's also going to tear up the tires.
Joey Logano coming back after Bowman got into the corner even with him, but Bowman pulls away in the backstretch.
Joey was telling me he was excited, telling us, excuse me, in pre-race, excited about this race tonight, excited about his race car, needing a big turnaround, keeps slowly but surely marching back up through the points.
Well, both of these guys, Alex Bowman and Joey Logano, previous winners here. Joey Logano consistently winning races and running up front here, so good night for them.
Outside on the Penske squad is the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
Who do we race next week? I think it's Martinsville, right? I think it's 2 straight Virginia races. Yeah, it is. It is, right?
His rain tires and lost all that track position. Then he was
Yeah, that's what I saw because I. Yeah.
stability. So when he came in for that first pit stop, they had to make a big adjustment, but they also had a bit of a slow stop. So he went all the way back to 32nd.
Excuse me. The 24 had a tough stop. They got blocked in trying to leave. A number of drivers with issues on pit road, but here's a look at that. Byron tries to exit. Oh, can't get there. Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, and these cars are really tough to turn on pit road. They don't turn very sharp. It's just the turning radius when you're going slow is definitely not good. Makes it hard to get in and out of the pit stalls.
Deep breaths, okay. Deep breaths, long ways to go. Yeah, it's important. I can't get around them. Like, I'm blocked out with the wheel and on the tires. Yeah, you gotta get slow. Even we gotta give it up. It's gonna be easier than backing up. So slow down coming in, stop on the side.
And that's tough here because the pit boxes are short. There's a lot of cars still on the lead lap, and what they're telling him is you got to stop shorter because you know that he's going to come around you and be in his pit stall when you go to leave. So you got to leave yourself angled, go slower in the pit box, stop further back in the pit stocks, and be angled to be able to get out of the pit box because you know the car is not going to turn that sharp.
Set yourself up for the exit.
That's right. Give up a little on entry, get the car positioned correctly, and it'll save us time in the long run.
Kyle Larson has been out in front for all but 6 of them in the early going here at Richmond.
We've come a long way together. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries, and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be. Like here. And here. Not so much here. Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar.
What is this link, Jaden?
Bacterial infection in the skin of the
Only at Richmond?
Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right
Oh my
away if
God.
you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
When you have chronic kidney disease, it's time to ask your doctor for Farxiga, because there are places you want to be.
If you can't
I'm
afford
wondering if that's a
medication,
worker.
AstraZeneca may be able to help.
I'm wondering if that's like a worker for something. Because he does have like a belt on.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
Or the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable 5G network in America.
Out here, reliability is everything.
Yeah, everybody thinks he's just like a maintenance guy, yeah.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. It's your mission. It's your Verizon.
Here at Papa John's, we know our stuff.
So try our garlic epic stuffed crust pizza. Made with our iconic garlic sauce flavor. Mixed with cheese and hand stuffed into that.
Yeah,
Papa
apparently some
John's
guy was
original
climbing the
sauce.
fence under
No one
caution.
stuffs the crust like Papa
But it
John's.
looked like it was an employee, like a worker, like fixing something.
Take on the DC Defenders. UFL. Next Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven. And by Verizon Frontline, built for 5G, built for first responders. 101 laps complete. We continue under green. Kyle Larson continuing to lead. He has never lost here after leading at least 50 laps.
Wow.
2 for 2. He's right out in front for 96.
Yeah, he won in 2017.
I am so impressed with Josh Berry.
And then last year.
Just what an impressive run so far. You can almost feel the pressure coming off of that driver inside that car. Rodney Childress and company on the box. Man, they needed this. This is what they longed for.
How about Joey Logano going after Bubba Wallace for 4th?
There we go. We see the rotors glowing on Bubba Wallace's car. Those are always some of the things that I love about Richmond, being able to see those rotors glow and the flames coming out of the pipes.
It tells me that car's not rolling the middle. He's having to drag the brake a little bit longer. Probably he's tight. Starting to march the wrong direction, back to 5th from 2nd.
And you saw that left front tire sidewall as he touched the apron. That tells me he's also tight, trying to use that apron to help him turn in 3 and 4.
Now Martin Truex 2 seconds off the lead. And his lap times within a 10th of Larson's, as are Berry's and Logano's.
Well, who's going to challenge Larson? You said it. His stats are good here. But so are that boys right there. If anybody can contend, it can be that Gibbs bunch with Mark Truex Jr. behind the wheel.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, y'all were talking about the rotors glowing on the 23 car. A lot of the Toyotas, when we were on the wet weather tires, were complaining about brake shake, and that means they probably were not getting enough heat in there. They had them cut their fans off. I think the spotter or Booty Barber, the crew chief for Bubba Wallace, just noticed the rotors glowing and said, make sure your brake cooling fans are on.
Yeah, and Richmond is one of the racetracks, and especially in this next-gen car, where the brakes would actually be too cold. And when they get too cold, and you push on them and then they get hot going into the corners, they cool off too much down this long front straightaway. So always a very tricky balance on what the brake temperature would be. But when the wheel starts shaking here from brake shake, it literally will take the wheel out of your hand. It jerks so hard.
Here's a look at your Toyota top performers. Truex and Wallace in the top 5, Bell in the top 10.
Well, we've got a different tire than what we raced here last year. Goodyear brought a little more tread on the tire, the tire that we ran at Phoenix, and a lot less fall off here at night than what we saw during the day, Clint.
And you're going to see more. You're definitely going to see more. And with that, you're going to see cars start to fade back, like we touched on with Bubba Wallace, and cars marching to the front. Look down through the list, Bell, Christopher Bell. Byron really hasn't came up very far, but Keselowski, Reddick, Chastain, some of those names, Busher, keep an eye on those guys heading forward.
A couple of the 5 Fords in the top 12 right now. Busher taking the spot. Gilliland had a rough pit stop, dropped 4 spots. That's why he is back in 11th after having a great qualifying effort. Kyle Busch looking back at Brian Preece. Just inside the top 20.
Yeah, we heard Kyle talking on the radio earlier. He was not happy with his car. He wanted major adjustments to his car. See the Rebel Bourbon onboard camera there with Kyle Busch.
Stenhouse and Hocevar. This is back at 25th. About 17 seconds off the lead. And Blaney right with them. I'd say half the times I looked up and saw Stenhouse's car in this race so far tonight, it's been on the outside of somebody else. Making passes.
Yeah, typically Ricky is one of those cars that usually finds that outside groove.
Crap top.
Before everybody else.
Whoa.
Oh, you see him not. Either he got loose right there or he's not happy with him.
And a little of this, I saw him down there in the pits. He had to back up. It was blocked in, just like Byron. So he lost some spots on pit road. But this is a good racetrack for Ricky Stenhouse. He likes Richmond, and the things that you're talking about, his maneuverability and ability to be able to run that outside and do crossovers and things like that make him pass, a lot of cars here.
114 laps complete. Kyle Larson, leading Martin Truex by 1.9 seconds.
It's not just about how you get there, but what you make happen along the way. Introducing the 2024 F-150. A tradition of excellence, where strength and adaptability meet. Your journey, your legacy to define. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Y'all ready? Ready.
Everyone's hyped that Wendy's made the official hamburger of March Madness a buck. Yeah! But Tyler told me, on another level.
Get it for a buck, get it for a buck. Dave Single, Dave Single. Get hyped with fresh, never frozen beef on Wendy's Dave Single for a buck. Only in the app.
All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
Is it the final vote?
We'll finally know which egg is loved most. Reese's or Cadbury. Choose one.
I choose both. Celebrate Easter with Reese's and Cadbury.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
This is where you buy things. To make things you can't buy. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-Hour Energy's Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
Welcome back to the Toyota Owners 400 on Fox. 121 laps complete. You're watching our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. Well, time to start thinking about a revised pit stop strategy after starting this race on wet weather tires.
Well, they're pitting. They're definitely coming down to pit road. Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, the first two. Here comes some more. It looks like Priest.
Well, we had heard him talking on the radio a little
Josh
bit
Berry, your third place car.
Yeah, with not being scared of that pit road.
Can Ty just be faster?
Sometimes that's the deceiving part that we talk about, being not as slick as what you think it would be looking. Regan?
Well, the 4-car Josh Berry getting ready to hit pit road and come to the service of his team, as you see right there. Right now, he's a little bit tight in traffic, good in clean air. They started to get ready about 2 laps ago and then quickly called it down pit road.
Busch, Priest, Gallup with the Brown and more. Jamie.
Super 54, Mark Truex Jr. just comes to a stop in his box. He had just told the team, I fired off 30, guys. I'm still happy this car is good. They had a good feeling about it, and all 3 of his friends at Richmond came under the lights.
More takers. Lots more on pit road.
Well, I'll tell you who's not. So we had Truex Jr. on pit road. Your leader, Kyle Larson, is still out there.
So we got pit stops happening right now.
Ross Chastain is in.
I think you're going to see a split strategy here. Some 2 stop this stage, some 1.
Hocevar in.
Well, once one car gets on the pit road, if you're going to go on this strategy to pit in the middle of the stage, you have to come with them or you just lose too much time and don't gain the benefit of the new tires to take off and gain the lap time.
Larry, what do you do if you're the leader, Kyle Larson?
Yeah, what they may be doing, we'll watch him here for about 3 more laps. They may split this exactly into thirds, which is basically about 50 laps a run. I watched Chris Gabehart with Denny Hamlin
gets a little bit of advantage on the top side with the fresher tires. But if you're going to go it on one stop, he's going to have to go about another 20-something laps.
Christopher Bell is in. Reagan.
Mike Christopher Bell doing a nice job moving up through the field right now. He's a little bit too tight in traffic, but told his crew chief Adam Stevens, if we get clean air at some point, I think it's going to be right where it needs to be. He's fast right now.
Corner LaJoy comes to pit road along with Chase Elliott. That leaves just 11 cars on the racetrack who have not stopped.
So here's the hardest part about what Kyle Larson has to do right now, guys. He has to get out of the way of all the cars that are going so much faster. So what happens is sometimes it slows down big chunks of lap time. So that's the thing that Kyle Larson doesn't want to do right now, is give up a big chunk of lap time with those faster cars.
Jamie.
Building free as they run a 4-tire stop here scheduled. Quick stop for the 22.
Austin Cindric is in. Logano's Penske teammate. And that'll leave 9 drivers on the track who have not been on pit road since lap 74, led by Kyle Larson.
Well, I'm thinking this 5 car is going to stay out.
Yeah, and he had a lead, right, Clint? So he had a little something to lean on. His lap times were faster than the second half of the field, but he had a little bit of a lead to give up that gap.
Well, I think the fall off, right, and the speeds that they were running is what brought them to this. Got some 5 radio right here.
Your pace has still been great. Nothing to panic about right here. Your pace has still been great. Keep it up.
Ryan Blaney in. Leads the Penske stops.
Well, that's certainly what affords them the opportunity to be able to do this, right? The pace that you hear Clay Fidelio is talking about. Still likes what he sees, but where does your pace start going backwards? Exactly what you said, Kevin. It's always a determining factor at Richmond is how much time you lose with these cars. Time it well when these cars on tires pass you.
There's Martin Truex on fresh tires. Now, he was 0.6 of a second behind Larson when the cycle started. Ricky Stenhouse in and out. That leaves 7 cars on the racetrack.
But that's just by yourself. It's the time that you lose with these cars passing you. You see him right there.
Lost another 3
Exactly. Look at the time that he lost right there. 3/10. Sometimes it can be as much as a second. Have to be very careful in the timing of these cars passing you.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace in that 23 car running second. They told him 2 laps ago, give me 19 more. So he will split this stage in half, doing a one-stop
Yeah,
race.
that's what it sounds like. Larson's going to do a one-stop stage.
Wow. Now, these cars passing Kyle Larson are not for position. They are unlapping themselves after making green flag stops.
Whoa. Oh, man. Well, getting into turn 3, and you have all these different speeds of all the cars. Bubba Wallace kind of holding that group up with all these guys coming through. But getting into 3, you have that crown in the racetrack, and it's flat right there, and it's really easy to lock up that left front tire. But the thing I want to talk about, Clint, and we saw this the opposite with Martin Truex when he got behind Kyle Larson. He lost a bunch of time and couldn't go anywhere. And it works both ways with the slow cars and the fast cars. All depends on how you catch that traffic.
Well, I think it's important. I mean, obviously, you see it on the pylon there, but Larson's not the only one in this. Bubba Wallace, we just covered it. His teammate Bowman, Gilliland, Suarez, Truex. The first car is actually on the strategy, other strategy.
So 7 cars have not made this stop. Larson, Wallace, Bowman, Gilliland, the first 4, plus Suarez and Haley, 6th and 7th, and Ty Dillon 1 lap down.
And sometimes you do all this strategy, and you come back out on the racetrack, the guy who only pits once and the guy who pit twice, they wind up just right in the same spot. So you never know where it's all going to fall until it all plays out.
Well, you'd have known if that caution when it came out right there with Hosefar into the side of Burton. That would have been big.
All right, before that group pits, we will step away with Kyle Larson leading Bubba Wallace by 5 seconds after 138 laps at Richmond.
This feel funny? Where did it go?
Can you see anything? They're talking. Every instinct in me says this is death.
We need to go down there.
Coming with you.
I've never been scared like that before.
Civil War. Rated R. In theaters and IMAX April 12th.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system. You can't find all these brands at a warehouse store. They're at your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
TaxAct doesn't sponsor any cool pro athletes. TaxAct is too focused on improving your tax filing experience. Also, none of them said yes. TaxAct, let's get them over with.
I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them. It crushed my confidence.
But no longer will psoriasis get a piece of me.
I can love my skin again with Bimzelx.
Only Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Better late than never. Just a little louder, please. Thank you. Yeah, I got you. Just a little bit, though.
Helps adults with moderate to severe psoriasis control plaques to deliver clearer skin.
How's it going, Kenneth?
That last.
I will give myself back the freedom of shorts. Dare to wear black again, from head to toe.
Most people got 100% clear skin.
Some after the first dose.
Serious side effects, including suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to.
Start to get yourself back with Bimzelx.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx today.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
The flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
Next Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series moves over to FS1. We're in Martinsville for door-to-door action on the half-mile.
Yeah, that is the first FS1 race of the year. That's the first non-Fox race.
Fox Sports app. 144 laps in the books, and Larson has increased his lead over Bubba Wallace by a second, but he is losing a lot of valuable time to the drivers who stopped back at lap 123, 124.
He is, and Bubba lost a lot the lap before. It all depends on, like we were talking earlier, to see he's getting out of the way, his angle's off getting in the corner, so it's all about minimizing the time lost. Bubba Wallace, I think, has had
I'm going to call Nick again.
Time with the way that the traffic has cycled out with the cars that he's been around and trying to get out of the way and sometimes getting run into.
Absolutely. I mean, the pace is already 1 second difference between tires and not. Then you can get held up to another second. That's 2 seconds gain. Way too much time. Have to be careful. Time those passes.
And for me, I always wanted to be on the Martin Truex Jr. strategy. Put the tires on my car and just let me be on offense. Go forward. I hated when they would put me out there and leave me on the other strategy and I'm in the way. I just felt like I lost more time and it definitely wasn't as much fun.
Well, from here, in this vantage point, being a fan,
Fucking bitch. I'm going to call his house. But I'm a fucking asshole. That's why.
See how it plays out.
Fifth place, Josh.
But I have to call Dom to ask him.
On newer tires, Todd Gilliland
what is,
made his green flag stop yet. He's sixth.
Unless I saved it.
But Truex made his stop, got back on the lead lap. So did Josh Berry.
No, I didn't.
Bell, Busher, Keselowski. Well, 1 lap down. First car 1 lap down is Keselowski. There's your Hunt Brothers Pizza Cam on board Joey Logano. Get ahead of Todd Gilliland.
Yo. Just send me Nick's home phone number real quick. I'm gonna call this fucking bitch.
Fords, 4 through 7.
Alright.
4 of them in the top 10.
I'm going with Brad Keselowski and the BuildSubmarines.com in-car camera.
It looks like the cells to the west will likely appear will miss the track, but
based
they
on
will
how
be
he
close.
performed here last year.
Yeah, I think he's holding suit to that for sure. Brad Keselowski marched right up through the field.
Yeah, and he started deep in the field, only ran 1 lap in qualifying, and I came back. Here comes Larson, pit road.
All right, Larson's pitting.
Suarez and Larson in for their green flag stop. And Bubba Wallace will take over the lead. Here's Regan.
Like Kyle Larson's been very quiet on the radio. Hasn't said a word this entire run, but has been getting coached up the entire time by Cliff Daniels on where he needed to be lap time-wise. They continue to tell him, you're doing exactly what you need to do. this run has been too free into the corners, too tight center. We saw him.
Larson's running 19. Hey. Is he awake? Yo, Nick, you should come over. Ugh. But it's fun. You should come over. Alrighty. Alright, see ya. Do you work tomorrow? Alright, well, I'll see you next time you work. See ya. Bye. He's a bitch. I'm gonna call him mean names.
And those two cars are going to be able to show it. That's where you're going to see it. Who played the cards right? So Larry tells us it won't be but 15 or 20 laps from now when that group that broke this stage into thirds will be back to pit road. And then we'll see how it cycles out for the run to the end of the stage.
That's one thing I love about Richmond. You have all these different pit strategies, and a lot of it sometimes flops because
Bro just said
how the car is handling and things. Like the racetrack tonight, we started in the rain. You can push your slick tires a little bit further with the strategy and have an extra set at the end. So it's all playing out.
Larry, we saw
If this bitch answered his fucking main phone, then maybe I wouldn't have to fucking call his home phone. This dude's a dumbass, and I confront him about it all the time.
Yeah, he actually had a one stop
But I love
in
him,
one stage
so.
and two stops in the other, and that kind of started the trend going.
So Martin Truex Jr. in front of Josh Berry, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, and Chris Buescher, all of them were on pit road between lap 123 and 127. Gilliland with a little bit of a scrape there prior to his pit stop.
Nothing comes close to this place in the morning. I'm so glad I can still come here. You see, I was diagnosed with obstructive HCM, and there were some days I was so short of breath, I thought I'd have to settle for never stepping foot on this trail again. I became great at making excuses, but I have people who count on me, so I talked to my cardiologist. I said there must be more we can do for my symptoms. He told me about a medication called Camzyos. He said Camzyos works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM, so he prescribed it, and I'm really glad he did.
Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and your ability to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased if you develop a serious infection or irregular heartbeat or when taking certain other medicines. So do not stop, start, or change medicines or the dose without telling your healthcare provider. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help if you experience new or worsening symptoms of heart failure. Because of this risk, Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all of your medical conditions, including current or planned pregnancy.
Today with Camzyos, I don't lose my breath as often. My symptoms have improved, helping me go from expecting less to experiencing more. My name is Mike, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
For the flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
Saturday on FS1. There's never been a lineup like this. 3 MVPs. Oh my goodness! 4 Silver Sluggers. And more All-Stars than you can count. You're gonna be kidding me! Led by Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers take their show on the road to Wrigley, where Cody Bellinger and the Cubs await. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
NASCAR on Fox.
How the fuck is
sponsored
Larson
by
so far up, but
One Bank.
Bowman so far behind? Because
And
fucking
by
Larson's so much
Toyota.
better
Let's
tonight.
go places.
He's definitely the best car out there tonight. I mean, that's just obvious.
Leader by 6 seconds over Josh Berry. They'll still have a pit stop to make before the end of this stage. Here's a bit of Fox Radio remix, beginning with Alex Bowman.
Straight and smooth here, as long as you're good. No clue where these tires are going, just take care of your stuff.
Just remember, it'll be a massive change in grip level between those tires and keep off the seat. It's a lot harder.
Just remember, with these tires, you're probably going to feel like you've got quite a bit less grip than those rings.
So the first 6 drivers have a pit stop to make. Coming up in the not too distant future, Kyle Larson.
So we're just 33 laps from halfway, so it looks like we will get this race in tonight, which is good.
And only Bubba Wallace back in 16th, now 1 lap down on that same strategy. Everybody else still has a pit stop coming, and that will jumble the field here before we get to the end of stage 2 at 230 laps.
Well, there's a lot to that, where they came in before the pit and where they're currently running. So it's definitely a cycle of strategies and everything to go through as to which strategy you're on. But we know one thing: this 5 car is fast, and he could probably be on either strategy.
Well, I think that's the key. Just don't beat yourself, right? Don't put yourself in a situation where it can, take that out of our control. But I think that the pace is there. Certainly, Cliff Daniels thought the pace was there. Caution.
Caution.
I'll tell you what's there is a caution.
Caution at lap 170, and this
Kyle.
is the 3rd caution of the night.
What happened? It's showing Kyle, but he looks fine.
And Kyle Busch bounced off the wall. We're waiting on word from NASCAR, but that may be the reason for the caution.
That's it?
Way up out of the groove, you seen?
I mean, yeah, he did, but he didn't even hit. Oh, no, he kind of did hit the wall hard, but I mean.
Yeah, the car definitely went straight.
Not a right front.
Oh. It's definitely
I think
not
he's
down.
Well, it was one thing's for sure. The day wasn't going very good, and the night is getting worse.
I'm going to try to get first again.
Now, Bubba Wallace had just passed Martin Truex to get back on the lead lap. And we'll see who ends up being the free pass car.
6-time winner here at Richmond. I know he's frustrated.
Eric Jones is the free pass. First car 1 lap down.
Yeah, that didn't work out well for Kyle Larson with where this caution fell. He's running 6th right now. See Eric Jones, he'll be your free pass. Kyle Larson running 6th on his strategy, and all those guys who had already pitted before him and run, Kyle was going to keep running, and they were going to have to pit again. Now they've jumped him, and now they're all going to pit together because Kyle's going to have to pit with him.
That's exactly right. Not exactly what Cliff Daniels needed on this one-stop strategy he had going on.
And you just never know. You never know when those cautions are going to fall, and you just have to pick a strategy. And that's crew chief Cliff Daniels right there. And the way that this works with the amount of people that you can bring, the crew chief usually has to do something, or one of the engineers, and Cliff Daniels on it.
Well, I'll tell you, that is how intense he is as a crew chief, but he knows how important his pit stop is. You get him done on pit road, easier than you can do it on the racetrack.
Jamie.
Joey Logano comes in from 3rd, having a great night so far. Little tight center, turns wide on throttle, gets loose off throttle. Air pressure adjustment in 4th. The 19 of Martin Truex Jr., only driver I've heard tonight who has been happy start to finish, Regan.
The 4-car Josh Berry took off way too tight on that green flag after that green flag pit stop, but it got better as he ran. He liked it at the end. The 20 car of Christopher Bell is loose in and loose off of the corners. He wants an adjustment for that.
Yeah, that's not abnormal. That's not abnormal to hear the comments from Josh Berry to talk about taking off tight.
Was there contact with Bubba Wallace right here as Truex tried to leave?
Somebody's got to give.
Yep.
giants among us.
Here you go, bud. Okay, food.
They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-Hour Energy's Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
Under the sun, more than just the sun is shining under the sun. I'll be full young and love are pining under the sun.
Baby baggies.
A dream cafe entree.
Baby back, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, I want my baby back. Bro, this is about the 3 for me.
For $10.99.
Here's one thing we can all agree on. Having more choices beats having less choices. That's why we make a range of Ford F-150 pickups for any job. Whether that job is getting heavy things where they need to go, powering things on the go, or going from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
When I was your age, we never had anything like this.
What? Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi that works all over the house, even the basement.
The basement. So I can finally throw that party and invite Shannon Barnes.
Dreams do come true. Xfinity gives you reliable Wi-Fi with wall-to-wall coverage on all your devices, even when everyone is online.
Maybe we'll even get married one day.
I wonder what I'll be doing.
Probably still living here with Mom and Dad.
Fast, reliable speeds right where you need them. That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network.
Didn't get to it in the pre-race, but let me tell you, Richmond has always had a great fan base. These people know how to do it. A lot of tailgating on this Easter weekend, a lot of families. That's what I like to see. Kids out here having fun, people of all ages. Richmond, a good racetrack to come tailgate. Tailgate Kings, folks. We have the best fans in the business in NASCAR. There's a Chastain fan for you. You have one of those watermelon hats, Kevin? I didn't.
I don't.
You have a watermelon backpack?
That's not
I didn't.
It's not my color. There we go. That's much better. Bush Light. Did you see any of those Bush Lights out there?
I thought you gave that sport up too. Actually, I did see a lot of Bush Lights.
I bet you did.
I saw a few cold ones, and man, it looked tasty.
All right, so there's the Ford Performance Cam on board Noah Gregson. He's up to 12th place.
SHR's having a good night. They needed one.
Yeah, the four's been good with Josh Berry. Noah's been just right in there grinding.
Well, can Kyle Larson pass some cars here? Get back up through him and put the pressure on Truex. Logano, man, talk about that.
Exactly what they needed, Clint. And this is, when you come to a racetrack that you expect to run good.
Nice beanie. I finally have
like
Crocs waiting for me.
Confidence.
I'm gonna put this back on now that you said it's a nice beanie.
Part of the show now. Got back up through him. He's established in the top 5, running 4th.
That's the
20 car might have
highest he's been.
Fucking bitch.
Absolutely. All right, penalties. Ty Gibbs and Ryan Priest, too fast entering pit road, while the 51 of Justin Haley's crew was over the wall too soon, so they will restart out back. Ready to go back to green. Good to see you, Rock. Truex, Logano, Berry, and Bell.
Truex with a huge jump on the restart right there. This is the Ryan Blaney way out of the groove. Oh, still getting hit.
He's trying to get back down. Man, it's been a long go for Ryan Blaney so far.
Now, a number of drivers did not get on that caution to get back onto the lead lap. They include Bowman, Gilliland, Ty Dillon, Stenhouse, Burton, and Swarm.
I think Bowman was the one that didn't need that caution the most. Really hurt him. Had a good car running in the top 5. Untimely caution bit him.
Well, we're going to see how good this 5 car is, Clint, being able to come through traffic and make passes. And
Larson's fucking fast,
If he
man.
can get by Christopher Bell, I think he wants to do this as early as possible.
It is a race, but I don't think it really is because Larson's just gonna win.
Denny Hamlin with the thank you Toyota owners cam there with teammate Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell cut Kyle Larson some slack.
Why do I not give a fuck? Because I don't give a fuck about that link, Andy. You know, Andy, here's the thing, Andy. You hit and you miss sometimes. You give me a lot of great links. You do. You really do. But that link sucked. And that's okay, you know? That's okay. It happens. Sometimes I make shitty videos. Sometimes my streams suck. Sometimes we all hit and we all miss in this world. You send me a lot of good links. That link sucked. It happens, you know? It's nothing against you. You're a great person, but that link fucking sucked.
Way on the outside and toward the back of the pack. Got a little contact from Austin Cindric. I think it started at Bubba Wallace.
You're cheating on me with MRN.
His pipes caught him off guard way early, getting into the corner, lifted and just stacked him up behind him. Got ran over. Well, let's hear what Bubba had to say.
Like, Andy, you send me so many good links. And that's great. That's amazing. But that link sucked. Just like how I have many great videos, but some videos suck. Maybe this video sucks. Maybe this stream sucks, you know? Does this work?
Yeah, what Bubba's talking about, he's just giving
Does this suck?
Booty some grief about his strategy and it not working out. But you know what? That you just don't know when the cautions are going to fall. You just have no idea. And the crew chief says, okay, this is what looks to be the best from a time standpoint. And when we punch the numbers in, this is how we're going to make the most ground. But
well, history. If you go back and look at history, all those guys, that has such a big way in that decision. And we all know, well, 9 times out of 10, you got long green flag runs.
The other history that we don't know about is this night race, right? So the pace is faster, and there's just things that so they're still learning on the fly what the right strategy is with these lap times.
15th place, Ross Chastain.
Yes, Andy, that was a great link. See? That was one that you hit on. That made me feel certain types of ways. See? Like, if the links that you can send me make me feel a certain type of way, then you've done good. And that did. That you did.
That's a good attaboy for him. Making a lot of difference in a lot of children's lives. Pretty cool. Make your own teacher happy, right?
That's right.
Should be proud.
She'd have been proud if you'd read anything.
That's a good dig, Kevin. Did they have books when you were them glasses working? Is that why you have readers?
Well, they just used to. We had typewriters and all kinds of different things.
Typewriters.
Things get a little feisty here. Austin Dillon up there with Michael McDowell. Ryan Blaney trying to work his way back up through on the low side now.
Man, did you see the right front rotor glowing on that Ryan Blaney car? Wow.
Mired back in traffic.
Look at that, Clint.
And the lap down.
Definitely not the night that we thought we would have out of Ryan Blaney. He's been carrying the banner for Ford with the speed and things on the racetrack, and tonight has definitely not been a great night for him.
188 complete. Martin Truex Jr. up 1 second on Josh Berry as we take you, Fox, side by side.
You know, when I take the bike out like
Only 10 laps from halfway, so it does appear that we will be getting this race in tonight. Because even if the rain came right now, we'd probably just be able to run it out to caution. But even then, it says there's no rain for the rest of the night. Let me check the radar once more.
You don't have to worry about anything when you're protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
I'll check that in just a second, Andy. I'll tell you if that one sucks.
That is a vibrating pain.
I'll tell you if that one sucks.
Hear that. Feel that. Is this how you prove you earn the crown? How you shut up the haters?
I love it.
And the heat?
Who's going to make the move?
Is this a shooting star?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Superstar. Okay.
This link.
Let's all take a deep breath. Because once we feel happy, there's no looking back. Ready?
All the parts you need at the prices you want. Guaranteed to fit every time. So you can keep your ride or die alive.
Saturday on FS1. There's never been a lineup like this.
Yeah, this like sucks.
4 silver
I thought it was gonna be good, and then you truly let me down, Andy.
led by Shohei Ohtani.
If you want to check the weather in your area, there's a weather channel simulation of the weather scan the weather channel had. Where is that? Where can I find that?
And the Cubs await Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
Weatherscan.com. I'll probably actually check that out.
The 3 for meat only at Chili's serves
And if it's
more
good, I'll probably use it
delicious
during like my
for
next
just $10.99 than you'll
rain
find
delay or some
anywhere
shit
else.
during
I
a
mean,
race.
have y'all seen those fast food prices lately? It's like even they want you to come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for meat is the best $10.99 you can eat.
194 laps complete. Martin Truex now 1.2 ahead of Josh Berry, the only driver in the top 5 who does not yet have a Richmond win. Berry running right where he was a year and where he finished a year ago, subbing for Chase Elliott. How about an Easter basket full of crank it up for this Sunday night?
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's crank it up. So we are past halfway.
In the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond on an Easter Sunday night, Martin Truex 1.4 ahead of Josh Berry. Logano Larson 3.4 seconds back, and as we documented before the pit stop began under green, Truex was 0.6 of a second behind Kyle Larson under green, and of course the caution flag for Kyle Busch negated all of that. 30 laps to go in stage 2. Here's your progressive race summary. Martin Truex, one of 5 leaders so far. Larson out front for 144. Truex now has led for 50 laps, second most. 10 lead changes, 23 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Larson, the stage 1 winner, currently 3 seconds out of the lead in 4th.
Riding with actually the cause of the caution, last caution we had, Kyle Busch, which was exactly.
You woke up to seeing nature vids talking about how animals suck. What the fuck?
When that caution came out, he was still on the lead lap. Was the caution putting? He probably gained 12 spots. Flip side of that, Alex Bowman, he was one of the good.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is moving up right now.
Got pinned a lap down and put back in 19th place right now.
Reagan.
You guys just showed the 8 of Kyle Busch a moment ago there. A lot of optimism for them coming into the race.
I hope Kyle Busch wins the championship with like 1 or 2 wins and just exposes the fuck out of this system once again.
Not too happy with it at the moment.
I just want him to win the title, obviously, but no, obviously I ideally want him to be the best and then win the title. Like he was in 2019.
First race at night in this next gen car, so some guys have hit it better than others, and obviously this car, Kyle Busch, they started off the race way too tight, so they missed it a little bit.
And you hear him say chattering. They literally, you scrub that tire too much. In other words, it's too tight, the car's sliding. When that tire slides too much, it eventually gets into a chatter, and that's exactly what it feels like. Not a good feeling at all, is it?
No. When it's chattering like that, and that's not abnormal for here and Loudon and some of these flatter racetracks for the chatter to happen in the middle of the corner, but it's definitely not.
Got 23 to go in stage 2.
23 to go in stage 2. We'll step away for a Fox side-by-side.
When I was your age, we never had anything like this.
What? Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi that works all over the house, even the basement.
The basement. So I can finally throw that party and invite Shannon Barnes.
Dreams do come true. Xfinity gives you reliable Wi-Fi with wall-to-wall coverage on all your devices, even when everyone is online.
Maybe we'll even get married one day.
I wonder what I'll be doing.
Probably still living here with Mom and Dad.
Fast, reliable speeds right where you need them. That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network.
What NASCAR item do you want that you don't have yet? Probably like a piece of a car. You know, like how Hendrick Motorsports sells those stuff like on their website, like something like that.
Is this a shooting star? Rock star.
Or just like Kyle Busch. You know, like he could just like move in with me. That'd be kind of nice.
There's no difference. Ready?
If him and Samantha ever have a divorce, which I hope they don't, he can come move in with me. I wonder where that Joey Gase bumper went. That thing's probably gonna go for so much fucking money, dude.
At the heart of this story. I said, oh my God, this is rigged.
How could these people be killed by their own children?
Brace for impact as the baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. Listen to this place. All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8/7 Central on Fox. This is the make or break moment. The chance to carve your name into the history books. This is the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 17 to go in stage 2. Now, some of the drivers who stayed out on that last caution are now falling a lap down, like Ricky Stenhouse, Ty Dillon, Todd Gilliland, and Daniel Suarez. Alex Bowman, who also stayed out, is the last of those, and he's right now the last car on the lead lap as we come toward the end of stage 2.
One of these idiotic.
Truex put Suarez one down.
One of the most idiotic ways a football game can end.
Well, you see Suarez putting up as much
I think I've seen this.
right here to try to keep Martin Truex from lapping another car.
Yeah, I've seen this. This is funny.
As long as he can. Didn't take long.
That is so stupid.
And Josh Berry continues to impress.
He was having trouble getting around Gilliland and I can't see the other one, Ty Dillon right there. They've enabled Logano and Larson to really close the gap on him the last few laps.
Well, that's the ebb and flow of this particular racetrack. You catch a guy that's running.
That is so funny. Like,
the guys that are right behind you catch up, and then you
he's
finally
fucking
clear them,
taking a
and you're
knee.
like, oh, thank God.
You got to think after his performance here last year that Josh Berry had this race circled on his calendar.
Well, Josh Berry and Rodney Childers are, they needed to get it going. But I think everybody.
I'd love to see Josh Berry get a win tonight. It'd be so weird seeing like the 4-car win now. I mean, not like booing.
Tonight has been a solid.
Wish they would change the 4 font. Like, that'd be kind of nice.
It's called confidence, and there's only one way to get it. Runs like here tonight. Jamie?
Yeah, and another driver that really needed a solid run tonight is Joey Logano, still looking for his first top 5 of the year. And I talked to his crew chief, Paul Wolf, earlier, and he said, we had a chance to be part of that tire test in North Wilkesboro about 3 weeks ago. And you guys know, we rarely test in this sport. It's basically just for tires. He said, we actually learned a few things that we applied to our setup work here at Richmond. He said, back to by with the fact this is Joey's style of track. They were really optimistic, and it's showing so far.
Running third, 2.5 off the lead, 2.5 seconds that is.
Well, when Jamie talks about not being able to test, that's literally the rule. You cannot test unless it's a NASCAR sanctioned test, and most of the time it's a Goodyear test where they're testing a newly paved surface like they have in North Wilkesboro, and it gives these teams that are able to go to those tests an opportunity to try things outside of just testing the tires. So you can only do so much on simulation and CFD and all the things that we use for tools outside of just going to the racetrack. And when you get those opportunities, you have to capitalize on them. Tonight we're seeing
What does Westbrook hate fans for? I don't think he hates fans. He just hates the asshole fans. I don't care enough to watch to watch an ad.
I'm sure he was thinking the same thing as our early race leader Kyle Larson.
But yeah, no, I have seen
much progress at all so far.
a lot of the Westbrook moments
Restarted 5th, currently running
with
4th.
fans.
Yeah, and that's we talk about it all
I don't
the
think he
time,
hates them, but
you want to be in control of these races.
I
and
just
do
think
everything
a
you
lot of
can
them
while you
chirp
have the
him,
lead.
and he
But
just
he
reacts
has that
badly
number
to
one
it, which
pit
he
stop.
shouldn't
We'll be
do.
able to utilize that as we get to pit road. So
good point.
But a quiet night for Denny Hamlin, the hometown hero from nearby Chesterfield. Running 5th, 4.7 seconds off the lead. Restarted 7th, so picked up a couple spots.
yeah, another thing as we look on board with Denny Hamlin and look at that racetrack plan all the way down
Denny's
the front straightaway.
20th year in the Cup Series. When did he make his first start?
It's a different color.
I know he made his first start in
Same thing,
05.
middle to
Oh,
top
wait,
of the
no, that would be.
racetrack. We were talking during the break. We would have been here for hours trying to dry every inch of this racetrack, and I can't tell you how proud I am of everybody in the sport for going out tonight and racing in that damp racetrack. It was much damper than what we had at North Wilkesboro, and we're proving to ourselves that we can do that on an oval.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at it. We're just past halfway. That race is official. And back in the day, well, maybe even last year, we wouldn't even have started yet.
Well, Hamlin with the Toyota owners, thank you, Cam.
I don't know, he did make his
Did we
first
race
race in
30 laps,
04.
But we did it incident-free. And again, that's a tribute to Goodyear, to the mechanics on all these teams, and of course, to the drivers.
Well, the other thing, we heard all those crew chiefs warning the drivers. Now, these slicks won't have near as much grip as those rain tires. I'd have never thought that.
It's a crazy world we live in, Clint, but that is definitely the fact. The rain tires, especially when the track dried, they have more grip than the slick tires, and that is a much different feel than what you have on the slick tires. You have that move around with the grooves in the tread. The tire moves around a lot. The car moves around a lot to try to gain that lateral grip, and when you put those slicks on, it feels like you're back on bricks, and the tires have grip, and that's just not what you started the race with and being used to.
Well, here's Alex Bowman, who was on the one-stop strategy for the 160-lap stage 2, like Kyle Larson, but was a little further back on the field. Stayed out under the caution, did not stop to get back on the lead lap. Here he falls a lap down to Martin Truex.
That's a bummer for him and his team. I mean, literally a top 5 car. One untimely caution when Kyle Busch slid up and got into the wall.
Only 3 to go right here, Clayton. So same thing that we just talked about with the previous lap car.
That is a confusing basketball
wants
court.
to hold Martin Truex
That is
as much
stupid.
as he can and not lap the guy in front of him.
And if he can stay on
That
the
is
lead lap
absolutely
right here,
ridiculous.
that
Why
is
would you make
such
it like
an
that?
impactful moment.
I think he'll be fine. He'll get the free pass at the end of the stage.
Keep going. You know that.
Well, what he's saying is he won't have to start at the tail end of the
Yeah, so he's kind of boring out.
Yes. He wants to not be the lucky dog. He wants to be on the lead lap when he gets to the line.
Well, we got Bowman trying to stay on the lead lap coming to the stage end.
And he just might be able to do it right here. He's trying. Hold him down. Hold him tight.
Final lap, stage 2. Here they come to the line. Bowman with a head of steam on the outside.
So Truex wins stage 2.
Was so close. I don't think Truex did. I think Truex was ahead of him, but barely. NASCAR will review that.
He knows how strong that car is. You get him a lap down, I'm going for it.
Absolutely. You want to pin.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, we'll sort it out when we come back. Martin Truex Jr. has his first stage win of the season and his 6th at Richmond Raceway.
You need T-Mobile home internet with 5G. Wait, T-Mobile has home internet? What a feeling to have T-Mobile now.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
For the flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
The Houston Roughnecks take on the DC Defenders. UFL next Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Smart buyers are choosing Toyota Gold Certified Used from Burdick Toyota, where you can get 5.49 up to 60 financing on Toyota Gold Certified Corolla, Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and Tacoma models. Shop BurdickToyota.com.
When we tell people it took 138 iterations to refine the Tiguan chassis, they say, oh, cool. But when we tell them it also took our engineers 189 pizzas, 22 birthdays, 4,005 miles commuted through 13 thunderstorms, 16 neglected haircuts, 52 all-nighters, and 19 nightmares about chassis, they usually go, oh, wow. The meticulously refined Tiguan. Hop in. It's a VW. Get 0% APR financing or a $2,000 customer bonus on a new 2024 Tiguan during the Volkswagen 75th anniversary sales event.
Pony Power connects children and adults with disabilities or life challenges to the wonders of horses, farming, and nature. Our nonprofit owns and operates a 13.5-acre campus housing 22 horses and ponies, and we're seeing about 250 unique clients a week. Pony Power would not be at the stage where we are without our partnership with M&T Bank. Is it wrong to say that we love our bank and love our bankers? The team at M&T has gotten to know our organization, our program. Our relationship is based on authenticity.
Smart buyers are choosing Toyota Gold Certified Used from Burdick Toyota, where you can get 5.49 up to 60 financing on Toyota Gold Certified Corolla, Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and Tacoma models. Shop BurdickToyota.com.
Thanks for watching Fox 68 WSYT.
We've invited NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series drivers and their crew chiefs to get this 70% rounded bolt off of this box.
All right, we got a gear wrench one. Open end, closed end, no luck. Does not look very successful. No. We got a new Craftsman.
Overdrive. Hey.
And works like a charm.
There we go. That actually worked.
Next Sunday on Fox, it's week 2 of the United Football League. Houston takes on DC. Hard-hitting action continuing next Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox. Here at Richmond Raceway, we're 2 stages into the Toyota Owners 400. Martin Truex Jr. picks up the stage win over Josh Berry. And how close was it with Alex Bowman? Here they are at the line. There is the photo showing that Bowman was indeed the first car 1 lap down, so he will get the wave around. But as Clint pointed out, have to pit with the lap down cars and start at the tail end of the field. A little cosmetic surgery to the safer barrier there as we get ready for pit stops. Between stages 2 and 3, Martin Truex Jr. will lead them in. Here's Jamie.
And Joey Logano on the radio said not too bad on the long haul, just fires off too tight and stays too tight for about 30 laps. They want to free it up just a bit. The 19 said he's still happy. Little tight firing off, so an air pressure adjustment for Martin Truex Jr. just picked up his
car. Felt like he might have hurt his right rear tire just a little bit too much early in that run. Needs some right rear grip, but does not want to affect the center turn of his car. And for Kyle Larson, the only issue right now is the fact that he doesn't have the clean air. Said there was a slight balance shift because of that.
Truex is going to beat Larson on pit road.
Yeah, but Larson gained a couple right there. Those are very pivotal spots. Hard to come by. Number one pit stall, Kevin. You told us.
Tough one for Josh Berry, who dropped 4 spots on pit road. Martin Truex Jr., stage winner.
You give, and you give. This tax season you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get unlimited data. You get America's most reliable 5G network. You get a Samsung Galaxy A15 for only $99, so you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Turn your tax refund into a U-fund. Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
Here at Papa John's, we know our stuff. So try our garlic epic stuffed crust pizza. Made with our iconic garlic sauce flavor. Mixed with cheese and hand stuffed into that Papa John's original dough. No one stuffs a crust like Papa John's.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system. You can't find all these brands at a warehouse store. They're at your neighborhood Ace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
TaxAct doesn't sponsor any cool pro athletes. TaxAct is too focused on improving your tax filing experience. Also, none of them said yes. TaxAct, let's get them over with.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for both. What straps gold to a rocket and hurdles
Chester is the streamer.
Boring makes vacations happen. Early retirement is possible.
Stage winner,
Startup,
MTJ.
because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want in your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
Back here in the Race Day studio, Shannon and Jamie coming into this race. All the talk was about Joe Gibbs Racing and its drivers. Currently have 3 in the top 5. What have you seen out of that team?
Yeah, well, they didn't qualify well. It was all about Hendrick Motorsports and qualifying, but it's been a steady climb to the front for all those guys. And Christopher Bell is the one that I have had my eye on. Qualified all the way back in 29th, and you see it was pretty much a steady climb. The one dip you see there around lap 130 is when they broke the second stage down into 2 stops versus Kyle Larson doing it just in 1, and it paid big dividends for them. Got all the way up. He's going to restart 5th right now, guys.
Of course, Martin Truex Jr. out front. We'll send it back to you, Mike, for stage 3.
Thanks, Shannon. 238 laps complete. 162 to go. This final stage, 10 laps longer than stage 2. And the 2 drivers
well, not really, because it would just be
230
caution laps.
239 laps are going to start 1-2.
Well, there's a few things that are going to play out here. One, strategy. What's going to be the preferred strategy? And I think under that caution, qualifying definitely took effect with Josh Berry's pit stall and losing a few spots.
Tonight's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven. 20 lead lap cars.
Alrighty, so we're going back green here. Easter Sunday, bitches. Going green for stage 3. Here we go.
A good jump on Truex behalf is going to be key. The 5 car, can he stay door to door with him, keep him held down? Take his exit away off the 2.
Truex saw the 5 car had laid back right there, and he went way late in the restart zone, and that was always a tough one for me with the wheel spin. But when you're the leader, you have that choice anywhere in that box.
Chastain, every restart, he makes that melon move way up to the outside. And this time, he's got a lot of company back there.
Big hello from Auckland, New Zealand. Haha, go green.
Looking to the outside.
And Hamlin.
Looks like it takes a lap or so for Larson's car to...
You're from New Zealand? What's up, man? How's it going, Steven?
Talk about not taking off good on the last restart. It seems like he's in a much better position to take off a little bit better this time. But taking off here at Richmond is one of the toughest balances that you deal with. You want your car.
Hamlin and Logano racing hard for third here.
Door to door here with Denny
And then Larson's in second, so Larson's definitely going to catch Truex, and they're going to be racing hard for the lead.
Good in the long run.
So maybe they'll back up the battle to Logano and Hamlin, but they got to probably break out of that two-car battle. One of them's got to break
Sometimes
away.
they're tight, won't turn in the middle of the corner. That's usually the biggest problem.
Yeah, this track is so notorious for loose in, tight in the middle, loose off. Fix that, crew chief. Good luck.
You heard Denny Hamlin have to get out of the throttle right there to keep from getting into the side of Joey Logano. It's just so tough to pass off a turn 2. There's a little crown in the back straightaway, and if you cross it with any wheel in there, it just spins the back, or it slides the back.
Logano slid it going into turn number 1 after he had just almost cleared Hamlin, but almost doesn't count.
See how hard those two are fighting for position. 11 car Denny Hamlin on the inside with the rotors blowing.
12th place on the right of the screen.
Jaden!
Trying to outduel one another, getting into the corner.
Jaden!
Gene establish that position on the other guy. If you're on the outside, you're trying to take away their entrance to the corner and their exit. Moreover, the inside, you're trying to get into the corner deeper and push them up the racetrack.
Well, as we're on board that Monster Energy camera there with Ty Gibbs, he had more trouble this week on pit road with a penalty. You see Chase Elliott, a little contact there with Noah, but Gibbs battling back again. We've seen him do that several weeks so far this year.
And that speeding penalty back at lap 170. Gibbs did.
Doing good, thank you. Hope you're doing good too. Enjoy
Yeah,
this Nascar Cup
I
Series.
need to get back to the bottom of the racetrack.
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
need to give up any more spots here. Protect what I have. There's a hole behind before I give up another spot to Ty Gibbs.
In scrubbing tire
Happy
off,
Easter,
the tire
by the
that
way.
You need long into these runs. Get settled in, get single file. More than likely, you're going to see another long green flag run.
A couple of youngest drivers in the field. Like everyone else, chasing the oldest driver in the field, 43-year-old Martin Truex.
Well, I lowered that average after.
That's right. You did.
Jaden!
Here.
Thanks.
Yeah. That was it. Low-hanging fruit.
They'll complete 250 of 400 laps this time by with Martin Truex leading. And thanks to Toyota, we're going to keep it right here for commercial-free racing from Richmond as we go Toyota all out. Denny Hamlin in 4th, 2 seconds off the lead. With 3 of those Camrys right in a row. 4th, 5th, 6th.
Jaden!
Bubba Wallace has had a solid night. Got a little
Jaden!
strategy as we heard him give his crew chief a little bit of grief.
Jaden!
Had a solid night. Most of these Toyotas have run up towards the front for the majority of the night. You see Ty Gibbs battling his way back to where he was running before he had the pit road penalty.
Currently 14th, 6.8 seconds back. And here's Christopher Bell. He's in the rocking chair between Hamlin and Wallace.
Happy Easter to you too. I'm gonna be doing the same thing you're doing right now, huh? Hell yeah, bro. But you better be watching the fucking race, and I would love if you keep watching the stream. But more importantly, just as long as you watch the race, that's what's most important. But also watch my stream.
Been a good racetrack at home, by the way, for Denny Hamlin over
Jones got back on the lead lap with a free pass a couple of cautions ago. He's 8 seconds back.
Car crash.
Right behind Ty Gibbs.
Well, this is the guy that they gave control of the race to, and they have not relinquished control of that race since that strategy played out in the first stage with Martin Truex Jr.
And Tyler Reddick, who is in 10th place, 5.5 back. Toyota driver and Virginia native Denny Hamlin has been coming to Richmond Raceway since he was 5 years old. Denny and his mom, Mary Lou, look back at what this track means to their family.
As soon as he saw a NASCAR race, that's what he wanted to be.
I mean, I was 5 or 6 years old. I just remembered the moment I smelled the tires and the fuel and I heard the engines roaring by, I was done.
Yeah, he just asked me the other day, do you still have your season tickets on there?
Haha, definitely watching the race. And we'll stay on the stream, bro. High times. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Respectful flipping you off. I wish I could be respectful. Like, is it respectful? Like, this is right now. I'm flipping you off. I'm saying fuck you, but it's in a respectful manner. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just I'm saying fuck you, but it's also like I'm saying I love you. Like, it's just it's two things at once. You know?
Well, I still think a lot of these guys are still learning exactly where the racetrack is and what the speed is. And,
I'm fucked. I'm fucked up.
Learn more about they're having to adjust on their cars every run. And the thing about Richmond is you don't get a lot of opportunities with the way that this strategy.
But I fucking hate Truex. I hope Truex can. Like, this race has not been very good. I mean, it was kind of good earlier, but it's not good now. You know, it's just like I want.
Well, Larry Mack, what
I want someone to pass Truex.
Strategies play out in stage 2. What can we expect from this run to the checkers?
Yeah, Mike, and right now everybody should have somewhere around 3 to 4 sets of stickers left, so I don't know that that's a storyline. We go back racing at lap 240, which is 60 to go. If you're going to just split the stage in half, you're going to pit somewhere around lap 315 to 320. If you're going to split it into thirds, the next pit stop will come somewhere around lap 285 to 290, and then again with 60 to go. So I still think we might see some split strategies, but the one thing about the final stage, it has to be right.
Yeah, man, I'm just I become a dumbass when I'm drunk.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Like, I'll grab my dog.
Kyle Larson did early, and obviously they think their car is good enough to run that strategy that they did in the first stage with the less stop, but
caution bit them.
The caution.
So now what do you do? I think I'm going to play it safe. I think our car is
got my doggy.
Number 1 box. If we could just get an opportunity to let the guys do work in this pit stop, maybe that could be the difference.
Very universal word meaning different thing. Yeah, exactly. Fuck you could mean like fuck you, like you're a dipshit, like I fucking hate you. Or it could mean like fuck you, you're an asshole, but I love you, you know? Or it could just mean like fuck you, I'm just a drunk ass and I'm just saying that.
Well, if I was too tight, I'd reach down and start grabbing that gear.
Nah, bongs are on. All right, Jaden. Jaden, now that you're finally in here, I want to say something. Remember, like 2 years ago, I said that we have seen Brad Keselowski's last win. I'm still right.
Scenarios there with everything that they have going on, but it would definitely help it rotate.
Helps slow down.
And they've kind of stuck with that strategy all weekend of not shifting.
Bell's moving forward. It's come a long ways. It's been a wild race for him.
Cool dog.
Where
Yeah, he's a fucking awesome boy. He's an asshole, though. He is a fucking asshole. But I love him.
Off the second lane of the racetrack, and
He's like my best friend after my other dog died, you know. I had him since I was 11. I got him like 2 days before my 11th birthday. And then I had Sheena. Like, he was my best friend for like probably like 4 or 5 years. And then I got Sheena. And And then she was my best friend. Like, honestly, my best friend ever. She was the best dog I ever had. Better than that fucker. I love him, but she was better than him. But she died last year. And now I'm stuck with this asshole. But I love him. She did not get along with him.
Obviously,
they did not get along with each other. Like, she tried to violently attack him multiple times, and I had to save his life multiple times.
Suarez trying to stay in the free pass position.
But
he's the first car one line.
I did it because I loved both of them,
When you're trying to stay in that free pass
and I just
position,
tried to keep them
especially when
separate.
You're racing somebody that you think you're faster than, but he definitely used the bumper, and you saw Ty go back to his bumper and hit him. You just got to be careful with that, because the last thing you want to do is get that splitter separated from the nose. And as temperamental as this racetrack is, with the handling of the car and a turn to the center, if you get that splitter separated from the bottom of the nose, it will make the front end of the car not turn as good and make your night even worse. So you got to be careful.
So 131
I just trauma dumped. I just trauma dumped.
Maybe it would help to handle your race car. And I've been watching the top two, Martin Truex Jr. in the 19, Kyle Larson in the 5, pretty much ever since the restart, about 30 laps to go. Kyle Larson does not shift. He stays in 5th gear the whole time. Truex pretty much downshifts into 4th, getting into turn 1, and grabs 5th up the front straightaway. And now, as I said that lap right there, Larson did shift. That's the first time since the restart.
That takes me back to hearing you yesterday in practice. You said that the 5-car Kyle Larson, guys, I don't know. He changes his gear selection every single lap, from lap to lap, what he does.
Well,
searching, man.
You're searching. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're searching to find what is going to work for your car. And we see Kyle Larson start to lose a little bit of distance to Martin Truex Jr. But I just, with everything that you have going on at this particular racetrack, I just think you want to downshift in order to help the car turn so you're not so hard on that right front tire.
128 laps to go in Richmond. 1 stop or 2? That is the question. On Truex.
Sorry to hear about the loss of your dog, mate. Awesome to hear your stories about Sheila. Sheila? It's Sheena. Here, I'll type it. John Sheena.
Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Nah, it's all good, bro. Sometimes we get names wrong.
With more in 24.
Everyone does it.
Campgrounds, an expanded fan zone of fun for all ages. More heart-pounding action.
Bit drunk too. Yeah, see, me too. Right? Like.
And above all, more roar. NASCAR roars at Dover Motor Speedway, home of the Monster Mile. April 26th to 28th.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
Steven, who do you think's gonna win this race?
Stranded, be ready to signal rescuers.
I hope it's not Truex, because I fucking hate Truex.
How long have I been out here? About 12 minutes. Head for the mountains.
At the Cracker Barrel, freshly made food at a fair price is just what we do. In fact, we've got over 20 meals under $12, each served with a helping of care. Eat, shop, earn Cracker Barrel rewards.
The real madness this March. 3 amazing singers is on one stage. This is gonna be Fox Wednesday.
Put some respect on my clock.
And it's a double elimination where 2 of these singers will get unmasked. Or will they?
The ding dong, keep it on, Bell.
I don't know who trusted me with this.
The Masked Singer is all new Wednesday at 8, 7
believe that. Feel that. Let's all take a deep breath. Because once we feel out, there's no looking back. You ready?
Caution could be cool, yeah.
120 laps to go. Time for tonight's Credit One Bank ones to watch. Let me see. Who is Clint picking tonight? I can't imagine.
I'm staying with my horse, boys. Coming the one that brought, yeah, I'm telling you, Kyle Larson, he lost it on the strategy. We still have strategy coming. I think that #1 pit stall may play a role in this before it's all said and done. I know which one you're going after.
Well, you've got the #1 pit stall. I've got the #1 driver on the racetrack currently, and that's Martin Truex Jr.
Fuck you,
given him
Harvick.
control of the race, and he has maintained control of the race up until this point. So
I
let's
hate
see how all
Harvick.
this plays out.
I hate him as a driver, and I hate him as a person, and I hate him as an announcer.
Has run in the top 5 positions.
I think he's
since
just
his
all
last
around a
race, which was
fuckface.
Atlanta a year ago.
It sucks that he's on my TV every week now. I mean, he was on my TV every week before, but at least he was in the car and not fucking talking, so I didn't have to hear him.
The
You know?
4-car has been one to watch, but Wallace is back. William Byron.
But then again, he would win races. That also sucked. I don't know. I'm kind of like, is it worth the trade-off? Harvick doesn't win any more fucking races, which is amazing, but I have to hear his fucking voice. I don't know if that's worth the trade-off.
What? That's one fellow. The ballot. Listen, my children, and you shall hear the ballot of our. Never mind. The code word was Boston.
What year was that?
Boston for Kyle Larson.
Okay. He did go to a bunch of museums yesterday. I think he was he had a flashback of his museum visit. Cool, a lot of museum history here in Richmond. Split him.
Yeah, the lap car is going to decide, well, get in the way of this battle. It's not going to decide it because Christopher Bell fought back 3 wide.
Bell trying to take third away from Logano as Brad Keselowski pits.
Still with you. Still there.
Chase Briscoe to pit road. Giving up a top 16 spot, and now there's about 5 more coming in quick succession.
Well, one car has to start that cycle, and as soon as it starts, you know you have to come with them, like I said earlier, just in order to keep up. So we see a bunch of them coming down.
Byron, Busher, Elliott, Gregson, all on pit road.
I think Truex is pitting.
Truex just come on.
Yep, Truex is pitting.
Here comes Larson. Here comes
Larson's pitting.
the rest of them. They're all coming.
Jamie.
Martin Truex Jr. making his way down. They've been happy with that race car all night long. 4 tires.
A lot of fucking people are pitting.
Right there, they pitched that tire. The 22, Joey Logano just came to a stop in his box. Air pressure adjustment.
Logano's out and away.
Denny Hamlin in the 11 car just feels like he has to slow down.
Christopher Bell's got the lead now, so he's gonna have to pit.
So he wants some help with that. In the 5 car, Kyle Larson, relatively quiet on the radio. They've just been updating him on when he moves around and changes things on the track. What's going on?
All right, now Bubba Wallace gives him second place to pit. Regan.
Bubba Wallace struggle with brake shake has been the biggest complaint, but he continues to climb back through the pack after getting caught with strategy earlier. They weren't going to let that happen again this time. Pitted twice, or the plan is to pit twice in this sequence.
That leaves Christopher Bell out on the racetrack along with Suarez, Blaney, and Cindric. The 3 of those cars a lap down. Chastain finishing up, so Bell is the leader. And here's some audio from the 20.
Really good work. We need just a few more. Our best chance to win.
Well, that's what you want to hear. Whether it's right or wrong, we don't know yet, but that's what you want to hear on the radio.
Well,
here he comes.
Yes. But I think it was those cars came a couple laps earlier. No, he's going to stay on the racetrack.
Yeah, Alex Bowman was on the outside, and this is what we were talking about earlier. He was moving out of the way to let the faster cars go by on the outside so that he didn't lose as much time as possible. So he's in the game of having to get out of the way of all the faster cars that are going around him. So now it's just about minimizing the lap time loss on the racetrack when those cars catch him. Oh, Martin Truex into the back of Chase Briscoe.
Larry, the question's going to be, are they going to stay out? Did he mean this is the strategy is going to be the win? Is Christopher Bell's team going to stay out and try to do a one-stop strategy or just stretch this a little bit longer? What do you think?
Well, if they're going to do the one-stop strategy, Clint, they've got to probably go about another 20 laps. But if they want to split it perfectly into thirds, then the next lap or two would be the same amount of laps each of the 3 runs.
Right now,
probably falls more in line with what that crew chief was telling him.
And they told him, just give me a couple more. So that is apparently the strategy.
All right, here comes Bell pitting.
Harrison Burton in.
The leader, Christopher Bell's pitting.
And here's Bell.
Christopher Bell right now. They had a lengthy conversation under the previous yellow about when to make this stop. Chief Adam Stevens said he did not want to do it too soon because he paid the price.
So Truex is coming to take the lead again, but Larson looks like he is. Yeah, he's much closer.
Well, we see the battle for the lead heating up, and I think they think that they can make the passes on the backside of the run. It's the only thing that I can figure out of that, trying to gain some advantage on the backside of the run, and that's what he did last week. He gained a whole bunch on the backside of the run at COTA, but we'll see if that works out. But the race for the lead has heated up because Martin Truex is stuck behind Chase Briscoe, and that's allowed Kyle Larson to creep right in on the backside bumper of Martin Truex Jr.
And Bell comes back out in 9th place.
And Denny Hamlin has caught both of them.
New sheriff in town. I'm here, boys.
Go Kyle Busch. Good talking with you. Very nice to meet you. Catch you next time. All right, see you, Steven. Have a good night, my friends.
There's going to be a lot of lap traffic.
Enjoy the race.
Too fast exiting.
Oh, Christopher Bell got a penalty.
We talked earlier, Clint. Minimize the mistakes. This is a very difficult pit road. It's very easy to get too much, be too low in the corners, or whatever that may be, but it has bit Christopher Bell.
In a big way. This is a bad place to have a mistake this late in the race. Hard to overcome. Without a caution, some sort of help.
Well, he's 10 seconds behind the leader now, and after he makes that penalty drive at 45 miles an hour down pit road, he'll lose a lap. 10th place. Out of Reddick, Chase Elliott. Elliott started on the outside pole. Has been in the top 10 most of the night. Gregson continues to have a good night in 12th place. Behind him, Josh Berry, who had a 15-second stop and lost 6 positions on his pit stop.
Keeps marching his way in the wrong direction. Go back to 13th. He was all the way up to 2nd at one time.
Well, it doesn't appear like there's a lot that can happen on a green flag pit stop, but there is a ton of things that can change because when you fire off on a caution and the track's clean and everything's cooled down a little bit, it's much different than when you fire off on a green flag pit stops. And we heard some of the teams reference it earlier about how much tighter their cars were taking off. Well, when they take off and won't turn with the front end like you want it to, it changes the balance of the whole run. So that's what you don't know is going to happen during those green flag pit stops. And I think we've seen some of that happen with Kyle Larson creeping in on Martin Truex.
So here's Bell to serve his penalty.
That's a killer.
Yes.
Did you have him? It's one of your favorites?
Stop talking about it. Let's pay attention to the race.
So you see, here comes Truex. You see in the upper part of your screen, and he's going to.
Yeah, I don't think.
Bell a lap down.
Well, Larson might pass Truex, but it's just so hard to pass it. It's such a boring race. Like.
So instead of a contender, Bell is now one of 12 cars, one lap down.
And as a driver, there's just not a worse feeling when you have a car that you feel like can win the race, and they come on the radio and they say, "We got a pit, you got a penalty," and you feel terrible. You try to do all you can do, and there's just not a worse feeling.
Well, now it's not like he has any better tires because of his pit. Now he's got to go out and pass those 3 cars to even get back on the lead lap. Those 3 cars being the leaders.
Well, the biggest thing he needs to do is just maintain with the leader to try to keep up with the cars that they're lapping to try to stay in the lucky dog position.
You saw Ty Gibbs pass Noah Gregson. That is a change of 12th place. $18 cars on the lead lap now with Christopher Bell in the free pass position. And Martin Truex Jr. in the last 8 races where he's led more than 100 laps, and he has led 144 tonight. He's won 2 of them. On the other hand, Kyle Larson has never lost here after leading more than 50 laps.
Well, guys, we talked about Christopher Bell pitting later, and that's going to pay off for him right now to get this lap back. He's going to get his lap back by himself because of those fresher tires. And that's what they were talking about on the radio was, hey, we need to wait long enough to gain an advantage, and that's how you pass here, is to have some sort of advantage. And you see that, unfortunately, it's not for the lead.
Yeah. But he was hoping to close that gap up on the leaders, not just to get his lap back, like you're saying.
Larry, the way this is playing out, what do you think of that call by the 20?
Well, I think he told him, he said, this is the only way we could possibly win this race, because I don't think they got a good car. I just don't know if they had as good a car as the 19 or the 5. So you do something a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's right now it's a 6th, 7th, 10th lap strategy, lap time difference. So, there's just certain parts of the run that you can gain time, and some runs you can gain more time. So the way that they're calculating their strategy, they thought that was the best way to do it, because I promise you there was a calculation that went into whatever that strategy was from a lap time standpoint.
But there was only one calculation that didn't go into that equation. Don't beat yourself. Do not get caught speeding on pit road.
Yeah, and that calculation was correct. Most likely it was obviously the driver doing something wrong.
Front 4 evenly spaced, about 3 car lengths between each of the front 4 positions. Truex, Larson, Hamlin, and you're riding with Logano in 4th. But Wallace in 5th, he's 3 seconds back. Josh Berry having to overcome a speeding penalty as well. Larry Mack?
On the flip side of what Christopher Bell and Adam Stevens did, Brad Keselowski, Matt McCall, you're riding with him in the 6th car. He's in 7th. He was really one of the first leaders to hit pit road. Now, if you've got a good long-run car, you can make this pay off. But sometimes you'll pay the price deep into the run by coming too early.
Both the RFK Fords in the top 10. Keselowski 7th, Chris Buescher 8th.
One thing to go back on there, Mike. Josh Berry had a bad pit stop, did not have a penalty. He's still running 10th there, but just a small, just something to just step back and correct there. But these guys have been, Keselowski and Buescher have been somebody that we had on our list to have a good night tonight. They've notoriously been very good here on the long run, so that goes right with what Larry's saying on the long run of Keselowski.
Right, thank you. 300th career Cup start for Chris Buescher. And Clint, the very first to win his 300th start in the history of NASCAR. He drove the number 11. He won 2 championships. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's from Conover, North Carolina, and his son's in the Hall of Fame with him. And Jarrett did it. And Rusty Wallace, Casey Kane, they all won their 300th start. As did these drivers. Busch, Hamlin, Logano, Keselowski.
Wow.
There's something about 300.
See the fire suit difference between Jarrett and those guys?
Well, see, I wasn't thinking about the fire suit right there. I was thinking to myself, I wonder where Clint finished in his 300th start.
Did I even make it to 300?
I can promise you I don't remember.
We'll put our best man on it. Daniel Suarez is on pit road, and so is Austin Dillon. They were all among the one-lap down cars.
Well, we see the Hunt Brothers Pizza onboard camera here with Joey Logano. This is exactly what they needed. They needed a night where they ran in the top 5. We've covered it the whole race, and they've definitely answered some questions about where they were from the performance side of things. And they talk about that North Wilkesboro test and the things that they've learned. So definitely paying off on the racetrack.
What about the diamond that he did down in 1 and 2? Look at him diamond, moving around a little bit, trying to find that low and straight up off the corner. It worked in 1 and 2, not so much in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and what that does is just let you drive it in straight and use the center of the corner up the racetrack and try to get that drive straight up off the corner to keep the wheels from spinning in the back.
Carson Hocevar completes a pit stop. We have 83 laps to go in Richmond. Martin Truex leading Kyle Larson by half a second. We'll take you Fox side by side.
If you think the only thing that really matters
Is how fast you can go? We want you.
Join us at Toyota Racing. You're invited to a Texas-sized party. NASCAR drives into the Lone Star State for a 3-day thrill ride that only Texas Motor Speedway can deliver. Busher, Elliott, and Larson battle it out for a killer hat and a sweet trophy. 38 Special rocks the track, and Lone Star side shows you have to see to the lead. Join us April 12th to the 14th for the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. This is more than a race. It's a no-limits experience.
Saturday on FS1. There's never been a lineup like this. 3 MVPs. Oh my goodness! 4 Silver Sluggers. And more All-Stars than you can count. You gotta be kidding me! Led by Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers take their show on the road to Wrigley, where Cody Bellinger and the Cubs await. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Save nearly $750.
With that kind of money, we could fly south.
Except
We don't migrate. No, I'm talking actually fly. Sit back, relax, maybe work on my novel, and I won't forget the little birds out there. Actually, yes, I will.
wow, money changed you.
Just keep it real. Do people still say that?
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds to spend on whatever you dream up.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold dreamsicles on memory lane.
For the flavor that takes you back. Get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
What does fearless look like?
Like trading pain with a champion.
Find out for yourself. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Victory at Richmond for Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick.
I sure hope one of those is my 300. Maybe it was.
Well,
so I know it wasn't.
I hate to tell you, but your 300th start was at Kansas Speedway.
Oh, enough said. I know, I can tell you this, it was definitely not a win.
No, you finished 23rd. Jeff Gordon beat Kevin Harvick for the win.
I have never been a bigger fan of Jeff Gordon, and right there, right then. You know what's funny about Jeff Gordon winning at Kansas Speedway? The very first race there I was at when they built Kansas Speedway, Jeff Gordon.
I don't think there's anything funny about that.
Oh, it was fantastic. I remember it vividly now. Past you on the outside, rolled around you like you was tied to a tree.
So did you have like a hometown fog on this day?
I just saw it. I never got around that place. You know, we're sitting here looking at Denny Hamlin running well at his home track. I was always so jealous of him coming home to Richmond and being able to be so good here, leading laps, winning races, obviously. This was a good track for me, but boy, my home race was definitely not the case.
Yeah, and same for me. I struggled I didn't struggle at California Speedway, but I never could put that whole race together, and we we finally did it one time, beating Jimmy Johnson there, and that in a cool finish, but never as much as I would have liked to.
I still think I won a race at Kansas, though. I've never, ever said that I had one stolen from me, but when Greg Biffle run out of gas and turned off into the grass, that's an asterisk beside his win. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, 72 laps to go here in Richmond. Martin Truex and Kyle Larson. That gap is holding very steady at half to 0.6 of a second. Hamlin third, Logano fourth. And Larry with one more pit stop in the offing. When do we expect it?
What did Boyer say about
Yeah,
this?
Mike, I think the magic number is anywhere from lap 335 to 340, which is only about 6 to 10 laps from now. But will somebody jump in there a little early, try to get advantage of those fresh tires, like we spoke about Brad Keselowski on that last round of free flag stops?
Well, you got 17 cars on the lead lap. Back to Alex Bowman. Chase Briscoe in the free pass position ahead of Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney rounding out the top 20.
That's what I love about this, though. Or push it later, like we saw with Christopher Bell. I think that strategy would have worked because he passed those cars because of the laps. You covered that, Kevin, but he made a mistake.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see both sides of that. It's somebody hitting it on a number, somebody being early, and somebody being late.
Well,
one of those is going to work.
Here's a car.
What do you think of Eric getting engaged? I think that's awesome, man. I love Eric.
He's running 6, so that's typical for that 24 to figure it out.
Brad Keselowski in 7th was the first of the cars on the lead lap to pit in the last green flag cycle.
Yeah, his lap times are still good, so no alarms going off for Brad.
So here's Reddick and Briscoe on pit road, and it begins.
Starting to run your leader down. He's trying as hard as he can, and I think the big reason is the obvious, but as soon as they pit right here, the closer you are to him, capitalizing on that number 1 stall, it's going to be your saving grace, possibly. Here comes William Byron.
Well, the first stall is definitely not going to be as big of a gain under green, but it's definitely been good for him on pit road.
Byron, Keselowski are both on pit road. Chase Elliott is in. Regan.
William Byron continues to battle back after overshooting the pit stall a little bit earlier on. Right now, he just needs some more overall grip. They've been working on that car all night long. Keeps getting a little bit better each stop.
4 minutes right there, Kevin.
Yeah, the 4 car, Josh Berry, just blew pit road, smoking the left front tire.
Keeps getting worse for them. Making mistakes.
And this is game. That's what we've been talking about. Here comes Martin.
Larson right on his tail.
And Logano.
And
Wallace.
This is what makes or breaks the race right here. This pit stop getting on and off pit road. Jamie?
Martin Truex Jr. and Joey Logano both in their pit boxes. Martin happy at the outfit all race long. Joey Logano firing off a little too tight. Another air pressure adjustment. Regan.
Bubba Wallace looking for his first career top 10 at Richmond. Right now, there's no more comments on the brake shake. He's been very focused, and the 5 of Kyle Larson has not said a word since the caution way back at the end of the last stage. He's zoned in right now.
Larson!
So Denny Hamlin leads for the first time today, which is 63 laps to go.
Look at that,
Nice.
boys.
Larson gets out in front of Truex.
That's exactly what we were talking about there. I don't know how it happened. We're going to have to go back and dissect it, but he darn sure got him beat in the pits.
But we saw him huge. We saw them come on the pit road together, and that gap had to happen in the pit stall.
Look at them boys.
Those guys changing those tires and putting that fuel in the car. So
Now, for the moment, those two are the first cars 1 lap down, with Denny Hamlin the leader and Christopher Bell being the only cars on the lead lap till we cycle through.
Can he hold him off? Looking to the inside.
Jesus Christ.
Martin Truex knows
Comes
he
Truex.
has to pounce while he can.
Larson's trying to hold him to. Oh, he's got him.
Battle for the lead. Truex has the lead now.
On the outside. Larson's car just hasn't been able to take off early in the
Ooh.
run. He's trying to clean the tires.
Fuck.
Well, it looked like it got on the ground right there, but Martin had to go while he had the advantage on Kyle Larson because that evens out as the run goes on.
That's a flex. Drove right back by him. Larson's pit stop 0.8 of a second faster, but Truex takes it back. Here's the race off pit road. Down around the corner from where we are on the front straightaway. Oh, pushed him out. Truex had to lift. I don't necessarily think he had him beat. He crowded him.
Well, you got to do what you got to do to put yourself in position to win. And Kyle Larson knew that he had an opportunity to put Martin Truex in a bad spot right there, and he did. Just couldn't get taken off like he needed to on the fire off at the pits.
So here's Truex getting back on the lead lap from Hamlin, and Larson following through.
So this seems very similar to what Christopher Bell did last time, waiting to pit.
Wouldn't be the last time, or the first time, excuse me, Larry, that we've seen Chris Gabehart do something different and go try to win this race.
And what he'll do, he'll get advantage of those tires near the end of this race. Saw the exact same thing in the July race, came up just a little short in winning.
It's all going to come down to how much time he loses, like we've talked the whole race, when all these fast guys are going by him. We saw this whole strategy being worked out by Christopher Bell the last run, and he made the mistake on pit road with the speeding penalty. So a lot of pressure on Denny Hamlin and his whole crew as they come down to make this last pit stop and these last several laps that he has to run to maximize the time. Lost.
Just try not.
Not lost. Sorry.
So Larry, to have that advantage of those tires late in a run, how long can you wait before you make this final stop? Never mind now. How about now? Asked and answered right there. Regan?
Denny Hamlin and Chris Gabehart never afraid to try different strategies and different things. No different tonight. Right now, the drive on the race car started off very good on that last run, but started to fade off too much for him at the end, meaning he was spinning the rear tires.
Harrison Burton, Justin Haley, and Corey LaJoie also. So Christopher Bell cycles through to the lead. 46 laps on his tires.
I think he's just, we're talking about Bell. Well, never mind. He's going to pit right here. I was thinking maybe he stays long and give.
So Truex is going to
not the case.
Well, you got to remember,
take the
Clint,
lead.
He's still several laps further than Truex and Larson. Denny Hamlin ran a little extra long. I mean, I know it's only a handful of laps, but it seemed to make a pretty big difference the last time when he got his lap back.
Because he's digging himself out of that hole, though, that very hole that you're talking about.
So he'll have 11 lap fresher tires, 53 laps to run. So 18, make that 17 cars on the lead lap as we cycle through this final pit stops. Let's find out what's new on Kevin Harvick's podcast.
I remember one day we had a Looney Tunes promotion, and it was myself, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and I don't remember who else it was, but we were racing golf carts on pit road, and we probably have the footage of this somewhere here at Fox, but we were racing golf carts, and I'll never forget it because racing, whoop, Jeff Gordon out the other side of the golf cart. Dude fell out the right side of the golf cart. Yeah, and we have that footage. Were you there that
We used it against him my first year in the booth with Jeff Gordon. You remember that, Mike?
Oh, yes.
He literally threw himself off of his own golf cart. Watch this. Bugs come off a two by himself.
Bugs has got no driver.
By the way, speaking of your podcast, which fresh episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's Mamba Smith doing driver introductions in the bunny suit because he lost a bet with you.
Yeah, and I bought that off of Amazon. Apparently, I bought the saddest looking bunny you could possibly buy.
You did.
That was a terrible bunny suit, but he wore it.
The bet was if the tweet, or whatever they call it next these days, if it got 600 retweets, Mama would have to wear the bunny suit.
Yeah.
You set the bar pretty low.
Well, he set the bar low. I ordered the bunny suit before I walked
Pete.
out of the studio. I'm like, oh, that was a really dumb bet.
Jamie.
You know what? I'm doing something dumb because I'm drunk. I'm pissing on stream, technically. I'm pissing on stream, technically. I have a piss bottle in my room from when I was injured.
At the beginning of the
Because
night,
there was times where like I really could not make it to the bathroom, so I legitimately needed a piss bottle.
We were talking about the podcast.
And it's actually like a specially made bottle to piss
So
in.
remember this earlier.
And I don't want to miss the race right now, but I have to pee really bad. So I'm using the piss bottle.
Well, that was a bunch of, hey, I'm here. I need to get by. And we saw the race back at the end of the stage trying to keep him a lap down, and that was what
Which
you're
is a
supposed
dumb
to do.
thing to do on
You
stream.
got to try to keep him a lap down because that's one less guy you got to deal with.
And to Jamie's comment, throughout his career, Martin has always been one of the most vocal on the radio to his spotter when there's somebody in front of him that's not going as fast as him. What's it like to race him?
I always raced well with Martin. He was always a very fair racer. If you raced him hard, he was going to race you hard, and
Very much so.
you know, I think when I listen to him on the radio now, I look at him, I'm like, is that really the same guy that I know? But most of us lose
So what did y'all think of
our race
that?
car and we've become this totally different person.
I would be on that list.
Yeah. There's two of them right there.
It's a
Introduction.
I always call it a pop-off valve. That little push the top button on there.
Boy, Ricky Stenhouse about lost it up in turn 2. Thought we were going to have a caution right there when he gathered it back in. He was way up in the marbles. I got it straightened out. Bubba Wallace goes by.
Well, there are definitely some marbles, out of that 2.5 lanes up the racetrack, and a lot of times you'll start looking around and you'll get up there and realize really quickly that it's pretty dirty.
So here's Denny Hamlin, now in 5th place, 7.3 seconds back.
I like it, bud. Long way to go. A lot of discipline. Let's go. Gotta be.
Yes, sir. This is the strategy. He's a lot faster than them, but there's a lot of track to gain here.
He has 9-lap fresher tires than the cars in front of him, and was 3.5 tenths quicker than Truex that last lap.
One thing that becomes harder and harder for the leaders to do is get through lap traffic, and that will be one advantage that Denny Hamlin has over a lot of these lap cars is he'll be able to maneuver a little bit quickly, and I think that's definitely what they're banking on.
Watching the battle here with Logano really heating up with Larson. Larson's car is just not as good this run. He's having trouble with the grip in his car. Logano's a little bit faster than him actually holding him up.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier, Clint. You just never know what you're going to get when you put another set of tires on and where the racetrack is and you fire back off. And
looks tight.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. It gets tighter as you go through these green flag runs. Yeah, see Austin Cindric come up.
See how much he has to slow the car down and they catch him getting in.
Well, and he's behind the lap car in front of him, and that's what I was just touching on with the 11. Was he'll be able to maneuver better than some of these guys through traffic.
How about Kyle Larson, 2.5 seconds back? We listened in.
That's 22 is in 4th here on the 2. Accelerating better on the corner. Shoulder by half. Now by 1 here. Please, it's not selling in 4th here. It's not working for me.
Yeah, and that's the era that we live in. The crew chief and the engineers are going to tell you what the other guys are doing, and when you're frustrated inside the car and your car's not handling as well as it did the run before, or something's not going the same way, it frustrates you because you go try what they're telling you to do and it doesn't help you, and then you get mad like, hey, that didn't work either, so just leave me alone.
Yeah, stop harping on me. I mean,
to do my job.
And I tell this to Keelan all the time. In today's form of racing, you better have thick skin because you're going to get harped on a lot to be able to get better. And those guys have so much data. They tell you what you're doing wrong.
All right, 35 laps to go. We had to bring one of the real experts.
Oh my God, Keelan's up there.
Keelan Harvick.
See, this is what we
I
should
love
do.
Keelan.
We should not give him a microphone.
Don't like his
See,
dad.
right now
though.
we can say anything that we want to you.
Lord knows you have to listen to him enough.
Yeah, we had. Where's your bunny suit? We had you in a bunny suit earlier in the TV compound. He quickly realized that Michael Waltrip was going to set him up on pit road. We had this great plan that he was going to go on the grid walk with Michael in the bunny suit.
You chose right. You chose right, Keelan. Look at this.
Second place. Here comes Logano on the outside.
Logano's passing Larson for second.
Well, we see Joey Logano. He's definitely using that second lane with those hash marks and trying to drive straight up off the corner like you had mentioned.
Doubt him immediately.
Taking advantage of that Kyle Larson car that seems to be getting tighter.
Well, what a great shot in the arm for Logano and for Ford here at Richmond. .33 to go now, in case you missed it. We started this race on NASCAR's wet weather tires and ran the first 30 laps that way without incident to a competition yellow. The track dried. They dried pit road. We had competitive pit stops and raced our way toward the end of stage 1. Different pit strategies. Some were on a 2-stop strategy for stage 2. Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman were on a 1-stop strategy. But when the caution came out for Kyle Busch, that negated the strategy call. Recently, Larson on a green flag stop beat the 19 out of the pits, but Truex took the lead back and has stayed right there. Now with Joey Logano in second, 3.5 back. Larson 4.5 back in third. Hamlin and Wallace the top 5.
I like the strategy call by Chris Gabehart and Hamlin. I think he's the only one that has a chance. I don't think it's a long ways to get to Truex, but Larson and Logano are in trouble. 11's coming. There's Larson right there.
Denny Hamlin's about 0.2 of a second faster than the leaders with 29 laps to go.
Yeah, he's already chopped a few seconds, at least 2 seconds off of the lead. 29 laps to go. It's still a long ways to go, and a lot of that depends on just doing exactly what he's doing right here, being able to clear all these cars as quick as possible to lose the least amount of time as possible.
Let me go back for a second to Coda and the ending of that race, which was decided on a pit stop. William Byron's pit stop was nearly 3 seconds faster than Christopher Bell's. But Bell did not have a bad pit stop. There were no mistakes. The team had to wait on the gas to flow and fill the tank before they could release it. And that's why the stop was 3 seconds slower. Bell did a great job trying to catch Byron. Now, we'll sync up these stops so they stop at the same moment, and you'll see the difference.
Well, they pitted earlier, so they had to take more fuel. That was the difference. How longer he's still taking to fuel that race car.
Yeah, and that was purely just because of the time spent on the racetrack and the tank not having as much fuel in it. But in the end, that was the difference between winning and losing. Christopher Bell ran him all the way back down, and the way that their strategy was had better tires, just much like Denny Hamlin does today.
Exactly.
Ross Chastain trying to stay on the lead lap here. He is 60.
Yeah, so this is what Martin Truex does not want to have to deal with. You see him loose up off the corner and trying to get by Ross. Ross wants to stay on the lead lap, but it's costing Martin time. Everything you do at Richmond is all about time loss. Whether we talk about when you pit, the pit strategy, going through traffic, and this is where Denny Hamlin is going to have the advantage of being able to maneuver through traffic better. Now he's got clear track, and Martin is trying to get by Ross Chastain and losing time every lap. That lap it was over half a second that lap that Hamlin gained on Martin.
Look at all this lap traffic in front of Truex. 7, maybe 8 cars right here where Logano and Hamlin, a lot of green track in front of them. All these lappers he has to overcome. Look at all these cars right
But
here.
you see Martin struggle in the middle of the corner right there with the car pushing up the racetrack, and that's from the traffic.
Now push back and see Logano and Denny Hamlin, all that open racetrack in front of them.
Yeah, and Logano doesn't even really matter because he matters, but he's not the guy that can catch him. It's that 11 car right behind Joey Logano.
All right, dare we open up Martin Truex's radio?
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Stalled out behind them, talking about Chastain.
Well, this is what we were talking about with Denny Hamlin. He's going to have less trouble getting through this lap traffic.
Truex having a hard time getting around
for Martin because he's got cars side by side, 3 in front of him. He's got Ross Chastain who wants to stay on the lead lap.
Well, they're going to have to go through the same lap traffic, but they're going to run him down. They're all going to do it together, and the race is going to be on.
Well, this is the most important pass right now, and it's one at a time. We got to get by Joey Logano, who is also a very, very tough pass and wants to get everything he can out of the night, but he's not easy to pass.
We're talking about a 24-17 leader Truex to a 23-88 and 92 on Hamlin.
Well,
caught him a lot right there.
Hamlin ran like a 23-50 something a couple laps ago when he was in clean air.
20 to go, Larry Mack.
Mike, I'm about to retire from the tread business. I just didn't work it out. In fact, we've not even had an overtime finish this year, but going back and looking at the 2 Richmond races last year, the average of the last caution was lap 386, 14 laps to go, which is about 5 laps away.
All right, thanks.
Who's the hardest car in the business to pass, Kevin? We just talked about this and had all the drivers tell us last week. It's that one car, Ross Chastain. All of them said the same thing. Even Ross Chastain.
Ross might be hard to pass, but so is that 22. So there, Martin got past his nemesis, and Denny Hamlin had a big mistake off of turn 2, lost that gap, and has to start over with that battle with Joey Logano and trying to make that pass on him.
Yeah, Denny tried him on the hot. Let's listen to the radio. Oh, hang on. He tried him on the outside, wanted to, lost a ton of time to Logano. Getting settled back in here. You can see the drive up off he has over here. Denny Hamlin radio right here.
Yeah, I think Hamlin's going to finish the race.
It's good intel. Plenty of time. 17 to go, and that leader's mired in traffic.
You think Hamlin's going to win?
I don't know. I think time is slipping away.
Yeah, I do too.
Faster than
I don't know. I think Truex has this.
And look at all the cars he's going to have to pass to get to the leader.
You can't tell that driver that, though.
He's only
got to keep him calm.
He's only a 10th faster than Truex in this scenario. If he doesn't look like he's going to get much clean air, but if he gets clean air, he's a lot faster than Martin was in traffic.
I think he's hurting his tires bad, just like Truex mired behind Logano.
Yeah, it's like they get to a certain point and you just kind of stall out.
Losing your edge over him.
Yes. And it doesn't help that these cars in front of Joey are side by side. The more cars that are up there, the dirtier the air gets and the harder it is to make your car work optimal.
And then they've still got to get past Chastain to have a shot at Truex. Keselowski, Elliott, 7th place. Keselowski was the first of the leaders to pit. Actually,
I mean, the racing between Hamlin and Logano has been good.
334.
If they get up to the leader, it's going to be a good finish, which will make it worth it.
See that 4 car of Josh Berry, who's been so good all night, making it back up through the pack after the pit road mistake and the slow stop there earlier in the race.
I think we've lost our edge with the goodie in the tires, Denny Hamlin.
I would agree.
I also think Joey Logano hasn't. He's catching your leader, Denny Hamlin, still catching him.
Well, we heard Joey talk earlier about how good his car was on the really long runs, and that's where we are right now. is still.
This race is not over.
No, he's still stuck behind the 3 car. Now the 1 car looking to the outside of Martin Truex.
Oh man.
Martin's having a tough time in traffic.
38 to a 19. You can see it on your pylon.
Come on,
It's
Logano.
definitely catching him in a big way.
And Christopher Bell coming back up through. He just passed Josh Berry and Brad Keselowski in the same lap.
That was a huge pass for Truex getting around Austin Dillon there. Gonna give him some breathing room on Joey Logano. Now these guys are side by side. Not
We get a
what Joey Logano
caution?
wanted to see. Get out,
That'd be
let's go.
nice.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, and that's what you hope for at the end of these races is that, you know, the lap cars move over and let the leaders go at it with 9 laps to go.
Well, the last thing you want is a lap car being a factor. They're going to be though. They always are. Especially at this racetrack.
More of them ahead. Gralla and Stenhouse side by side.
Come on.
To Truex
Yeah,
is
go
going to
Logano.
catch next. Nope, that all gets resolved. Gilliland moves ahead of Stenhouse.
Come on,
Good
Logano.
move by Ross Chastain right there to just get out of the way of Joey Logano and let them settle this battle with 8 laps to
Come
go
on.
for the win.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be enough, but
On board this Hunt Brothers Pizza camera right here because
Been a minute.
it's been a minute. It's been over a year since Joey Logano won. They hadn't run like they wanted to this year, and they've got things sorted out tonight to have a shot.
0.6 of a second.
come on.
That is the gap and traffic ahead.
Yep.
That is the key
Come on.
word that Martin doesn't want to hear is traffic ahead.
I don't think it's gonna be enough,
Well, without
but
the traffic, their lap times match. 24:11, 15:17. They're all right there in the top 3. You get them in traffic, there's a massive difference between them.
Logano knocked it down to less than 0.4 of a second entering turn 1. It cost him a little bit on exit though.
Well, Joey wants him to catch right up to these cars in front of him.
You see Joey moving around, searching, trying everything.
Half a second with 5 to go.
Yeah, Joey's faster right now. He was a tenth of a second faster that lap.
yeah, he's catching them.
Tried to diamond the corner that last time.
Looks like Logano's just not having any luck getting off turn 2.
I don't think Logano's gonna win, but I hope he does.
The diamond in
Or I hope just
24
someone else
seems
but
to work.
Truex
Using that one
does.
Straight shot off the 4. This down here is going to try to enter a little higher, cross back over, get that flat exit.
If Truex can get past Todd Gilliland here, that may give him the cushion he needs. 3 to go.
It's been such an intriguing race from start to finish here. See Gilliland up the racetrack.
Yeah, it's really off.
Truex down on the bottom.
Gilliland's got good pace. Now Truex gets to his back.
Oh, trouble!
Larson.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And that changes everything. It sure does. With 2 laps to go. And Truex.
Oh my fucking god!
Flag, after which the next flag would end the race. We have a caution, and we will reset.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ. Larson and Bubba.
Kyle got loose.
Oh yeah, I don't think that was anything like
checked up,
yeah,
and Bubba was just anticipating him having that same pace to get in behind him there, and just misjudged it as Kyle lifted and turned him around.
Some history there, quite a bit of history.
But I don't think there's anything.
Just when you thought it was safe to engrave the trophy.
Not at all what James Small wanted to see. Not probably what any of these teams wanted to see. That Logano wanted it.
Yeah, and you're going to have to pit. You got no choice there. With 100%. With the way that the tires drop off, you've got to pit. So, guess what, guys?
Well, now we say that, but with 15 cars on the lead lap,
we're pitting. I'm pitting. I was the first car here several years ago, pitted, came out 7th, and by the time we got to turn 1,
I don't think Truex is going to win now.
It's that big a difference, so we'll see if, they're going to pit, but that is definitely not what Martin wanted to see. It's going to get wild.
So 15 lead lap cars.
Pit road, guys. Right here on pit road, this thing could get one.
Plus Chastain, the free pass. So there'll be 16 drivers with a chance to win this. Here they come to pit road.
Well, those are... Jamie?
What a turn of events here. Martin Truex Jr. on the radio right away. You got to be kidding me. They said, come on, bring it to us. Same with Joey Logano. Put 4 tires on here. Pit crews must step up and perform and make it happen. You see the 11 in as well as the 22.
Slow stop on the 19. See the 22 up beside him. Keep an eye on him. Denny Hamlin. It's going to be close here, guys. He's going to get him. 11 to the point. How about this?
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's going to come out in front. Yeah, there you go.
Denny Hamlin had led twice for 10 laps tonight, and he comes out of pit road with the lead.
WeatherTech knows that trucks like yours can take a beating.
Are you sure? Bring it on.
But with WeatherTech's heavy-duty impact miner, you can safeguard the bed while throwing almost anything at it. The underside features an innovative solution. Shock-absorbing rings disperse the impact of hauling, dropping, or dragging your cargo.
Wow, no damage.
Protect your truck from costly dents and scrapes with a rugged impact liner from WeatherTech. For even more protection, add these premium American-made products. Order today at WT.com. I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
What do you mean, oh, Jim?
You need T-Mobile home internet with 5G. Wait, T-Mobile has home internet? What?
I don't think Kyle has a chance.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-hour energies. Where will the tide take
He's on the lead
you?
lap, but that doesn't mean
you could win a
shit.
$10,000
Honestly,
dream
he's
beach
not gonna
vacation.
win.
Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
Ally has savings buckets to help you save for anything you want to buy. Because everyone has something they're saving for. Like that new car. Or a fancy vacation. Or party supplies. Your delivery budget. Or even the down payment on your dream home. Our savings buckets help you save for what matters most to you.
We're under caution going to overtime in Richmond. The two cars that got together to bring out the caution, Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace. Well, let's unpack this, Clint.
Watch this. Kyle Larson gets spun out, right? Obviously, got loose and gets spun. Saves the car, mind you. Gets the thing straightened back up. Only loses to a couple spots. Comes back 6th. Now watch this pit area. See, he gets it gathered up. Keeps it straight. Only loses a couple spots because they were that far ahead. Pit road opens. He gains 2 spots, goes right back to the very position. The guy that spins him out has trouble on pit road. He is now 16th, Bubba Wallace. Holy cow.
Trouble on the left side on Wallace's pit stop.
Not good, man.
They had to hold him up to tighten the lock.
But
what a change of events that was.
And there's the race off. Hamlin.
Yeah, man.
Ahead of Truex, ahead of Logano, and Larson comes out fourth.
Well, we saw how good Martin Truex's car took off on the restart last time, so we'll see if he can do that again here with Denny Hamlin in control of the race.
Two of Joe Gibbs' Toyotas fighting on on the front row.
Alrighty, here we go.
Time sponsored by Credit One Bank. Green, white, checker. Logano and Larson. Byron and Elliott. Bell and Keselowski. Here we go. Denny with an early launch in the restart box.
So you see Martin chase him all the way down there with the side draft, trying to hold him at bay so he doesn't get clear.
Denny ran him up the racetrack a little
Come on,
bit.
Denny.
Still there, side by side.
Or just anyone but Truex.
Truex Jr.
Coming to the white flag.
Logano's car takes off good too. Look at the inside.
White flag! Come on. Just anyone but Truex. Yeah, I think we got it. Alrighty, so Denny Hamlin is going to win at Richmond.
Home track win for Hamlin in the Toyota Owners 400 crash in turn 1 as Larson and Truex got together again after the flag.
Crash at turn 1? Where?
Wow, way to go, guys.
Thank you.
Larson and Truex apparently got together after the... Oh.
Man,
Oh.
Martin's mad at everybody.
Oh.
I didn't see what Denny Hamlin did wrong.
Is there going to be a fight?
Hamlin gets his 53rd career win. 13th
What happened?
on the all-time win list.
Woo!
Well, that was certainly Truex. I don't know why he was so mad.
Well,
but then he was mad at his teammate too. I know why he's mad. He lost the race.
Yeah, and didn't see what happened right there. And Larson was like, "Hey, you're gonna run into me. I'm gonna shove you in the fence and take this spot."
I feel like that was warranted.
No, I agree. And then he ran into the back of his teammate, which I didn't see anything that Hamlin did wrong. Racing for the win. But in Martin's defense, everything just unraveled there.
13th different season with multiple victories, and this is his 5th win at Richmond.
At least Truex didn't fucking win.
For Joe Gibbs Racing, career win 211. 11 drivers account for their wins.
Great day for Joey Logano. That 22 car, they needed this in a big way. He told us before the race, thought his car was good, and it was, wasn't it, Kevin?
It was. But what a day for Denny Hamlin. Winning in his hometown, you talked about how important it is and how awesome it is to win it at your home racetrack, and he gets to do that again, Clint.
Hamlin led 3 times for 16 laps. Truex led more than half the race.
It was his to win. Caution comes out, took it from him. Pit crew, it was one in the pits tonight.
Then he ran over a few of them at the end.
So Denny, with his 2nd win of the year.
Wow. It's been a while since we've seen Truex that bad. He was hot.
Good old short track
Truex
racing.
ends up 4th, crossing the line even with Larson. And then Elliott 5th.
I don't know why he's frustrated, but I just want to know why he's so mad.
Regan?
Well, for the 5th time in his career at his home track in Richmond, Denny Hamlin, you find a way to get the win. Your pit crew on the final pit stop gets you up front. You did the job from there.
Yeah, all pit crew. This is a team win for sure. This trophy needs to go and to each one of these pit crew members' house. It just did an amazing job.
Denny
They've been killing it all
wins.
year. Thanks to Mavis Tires and Brakes for coming on. Man, we got some good runs with these guys. So thanks to Jordan Brand, Coca-Cola, Shady Rays, just everyone that makes this happen. It's just such a great feeling when you know you can come in and have a pit crew like that.
Denny Hamlin wins in Richmond on Easter Sunday.
228 laps led by Martin Truex Jr. and everything changes at the end of this race. Martin, take us through the emotional roller coaster that it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know. Fortunately, this has happened here a few times over the years. So, yeah, we're in a great spot and had a great Auto Owners Camry all night long, and the guys did a really good job. Just got beat out of the pits and then
you know, I don't know. He jumped the start and then just used me up in turn 1. So definitely sucks, but you know, a good solid day and another car capable of winning. So we'll just have to come back next week, try to get him again.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
So next week is Martinsville.
Well, I mean,
We'll be live for all 3 races. So Martinsville is next Friday.
I don't know that
right? The truck race. I work till 9 on Friday.
All right, one more look here.
So I won't be live for the truck race.
Line before you fire off for it to be
I'll be live for the
restart.
Suns game.
See that's the start of the restart.
And then Saturday, I'll be live for...
Definitely rolled before the line.
Well, I tell you what he did. He won.
Yeah.
NASCAR is saying the restart was not under review. So let's get back to Jamie.
Kyle Larson ends up 3rd after all of that. Just take us back to the moment where it looks like you got loose and you spun out and you were able to save it and then salvage this great finish.
Well, it was a little bit
Saturday,
loose,
1:30 or
so,
7:30 is
thankfully,
the
all
Martinsville
things worked out,
Xfinity race. So I'll be live for that.
Lost whatever spot to Bubba and then to
7:15.
there. I was able to keep it going, and
And the
Tim
Cup
Pickford did a
race
really good
is
job to,
next Sunday.
get us off pit road, gain us some spots, restart 4th, and gain 1 more. So
At 3.
I will take a
I'll be live for that at 2:45.
A lot worse there on the front stretch. So proud of the HendrickCars.com team, proud of Chevy, everybody, Hendrick Motorsports. So
Fun times tonight, and then I'll be live obviously tomorrow
at
for the Suns game at 8.
Happy about
The game is at 8, so I'll be live at 8.
On yours and the 19
But yeah, bitches and hoes sucking my toes.
I think he was just
I'm gonna end this bitch right here. I want to thank bitches and sluts for watching. I'm just glad that Truex didn't win, and peace out.
He just turned left across my nose
Bitch.
and had me up on the apron off of 2,
Slut.
and then I don't know if he
I love
thought
you.
that I just piled it
But
in
you're a
there, but